Friend, where are you? Found you hiding here in the near clear blue.
He's been cited by Forbes, The Wall Street Journal, Benny Johnson, Timcast, Dr. Jordan B. Peterson, and even the United States government.
Hey, the Pro Show is on.
Awesome! Let's turn it on.
Guys? Where'd you go?
Morty, let's check in on Rian Johnson's new trilogy.
Okay. I bypassed the compressor.
What did you do, Ray? Son of a... That's gonna leave a mark.
Now, he was okay, after 6-7 weeks. Okay? They get over it. Kids are resilient like that.
Yeah. I hate it.
It's the standard, what would George do?
I don't want you here.
So sorry, George. I didn't think it would go like this.
Fly, you fools.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
Weird.
Stay away from liquor, kids.
I have always liked Cowabunga.
Cowabunga!
Now that's more like it, Mr. Wayne.
It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward.
The Force will be with you. Always.
That's how winning is done.
I am vengeance. I am the night.
That's what she said.
I am Batman.
If I won tonight, I would come home and we'd celebrate. Well, I'm coming home, we're celebrating. God bless you all.
Watch your habits, for they become your character. And watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. What we think, we become.
It's scooping time.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in just 2 minutes, the lighting at the Magic Kingdom will dim for the performance of the Pro Show. We hope you enjoy and have a magical, truthful time. For the safety of others, please, no flash photography. And welcome to Provision 3D.
All right, everyone, put on your opera glasses.
Keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
You know that you've been taught the golden rule, do unto others as you'd have them do unto you.
Yes, Paul.
Autobots, roll out.
I'm bringing the party to you.
If somebody's going to try to blackmail me with advertising, blackmail me with money?
Fortune and glory, kid. Fortune and glory.
Chicken jockey.
All right, it's time to go to school, son. Come on, get your hands up, man.
Are you okay?
They'll never take our freedom.
From the redwoods of California to the hills of Tennessee to the Rockies in the Sunshine State and Maine with that bright and shining sea. From coast to coast in North America, it's time for your host with the most, bringing you all the entertainment news that should be fun. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the WDW Pro Show!
Well, it's Monday. We're back again.
It's Monday, boys and girls, let's party! It's Monday, boys and girls, let's party!
You know, Bats, I've been thinking. Dangerous, I know. But now that James Gunn is in charge, I feel like DC is all about eggplants.
It's like we're on Games of Thrones now. I hope they fire Gunn. If not, they might as well call us Only Capes from now on.
All right, so our Batman-Superman thing did not work out the way we were wanting. Darn it. We were right up against the edge there, and it didn't come out the way we needed. It even missed the WNBA joke I put in.
I will say that Batman costume, like, why can't we get that Batman costume in a movie? Because that looked actually pretty awesome.
We can. We just can't make any money off of it. By the way, DC, parody. It's a parody. It's a parody. Satire. Don't come after us, okay? Guys, how you doing? Marv, it's good of you to join us. We've had many call-outs today, and you were under the weather the other day, so it's good for you to sub in as others have had to sub out.
I am always honored to be your second choice.
Oh, that's what so many significant others say. Lauren, how are you this eve?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Wonderful. And folks, we've got a heck of an evening. I mean, my gosh. Marv, you've been on the phone with me. You've been on the phone with Jonas all day as we've been covering Hollywood just losing their ever-loving minds collectively over there today. This is a wild and crazy day. We're going to get through all of it. Marv, what have been your thoughts as we've watched all this happen?
I mean, I'm assuming you're talking about the Paramount stuff.
Everything. Disney trying to force people out of their company.
It's been wild. Disney is trying to conserve money in a way that like most like companies that are like going under do, but like according to their financials that they just put out, they're doing just fine. So I don't understand where like this drive to just slash across the board is coming from. So plus Rob Bonta is about to become the single biggest job creator in the history of the state of Tennessee.
Or Texas, either one.
Yeah, there's so much. I mean, even to the point where Nicholas Hoult, I believe, got scared away from Harry Potter by wild gender activists, and now Kit Harington is going to be taking his place in Harry Potter.
Really?
Oh yeah, that's the thing that just Nicholas Hoult was announced to be playing Gilderoy Lockhart in Harry Potter season 2, and 13 days ago, and then all of a sudden today has a scheduling conflict, so he has to drop out. And it was after rabid gender activists came after him, and so they put Kit Harington in his place.
By the way, folks, the Disney stock today skyrocketed on the news that Disney is going to fire a lot of folks, and I'm gonna talk about this later in the show. Why I do not share the optimism of the investors, but I have put the call out. I have sent at this very moment the invite to one Mexican Iron Man. If he would like to join us as his stock rises, it is rare that we get the chance to say this, but Mike, if you're out there, we want to celebrate with you.
We have waited for months, mis amigos. Finally, the herald has arrived. It is the hombre of legend. Look.
He's a man, he's a Mike of a man. Everyone be a fan of Mexican Iron Man.
Could we be so lucky tonight, folks? We don't know, but things are yucky in Hollywood. All right, let's get to the super chats, and then we'll tell you what's happening with these stories. We got a lot to go through, including the WNBA, which has set itself totally on fire. I thought last night was, I thought they couldn't go any lower, ejecting Enos Freedom Cantor for daring stand on the sidelines and be screamed at by a crazy woman. But no, they managed to go lower today, much lower today. And now, guys, I don't know if you've heard this, There's discussions. They may try to kick Sophie Cunningham out of the league. The number 2.
Me.
No, really. And she's most popular player on social media. Let's kick her out. Yeah. Archer Merchant for 5. Is it me, or is it that every time Bonta appears, he looks more and more like the evil German scientist skeleton when they drank from the wrong grail? Bonta's having a bad day today. Bonta's having a real bad day.
Yeah, he looks like a Karate Kid villain.
He does. I agree. Juliet for 5. Morning.
Yeah, he looks like Sato. That's it. He looks like Sato.
Morning, Pro panel and Pro Rights. Things are all right when Juliet is here. Mark Fields also sharing the love. 199 positive vibes and wings for. Why, Mark? What are you doing, buddy? We had such a great run.
It's a Carol thing. She wants wings for Wilton.
No,
not going to happen.
We really shouldn't.
The things he would do if he were airborne, it's not good, guys.
I mean, if we make them out of a lead balloon, that's the way to go. And then shove him real good and tell him he can fly. You can fly right over the Pacific Ocean. Mariana Trench.
You think seagulls crapping on your car are bad? Wait till you see a troll gargoyle do it.
Go fund yourself, Bob.
Joppy for 100 crowns. When's the member panel going to be this week? Well, Joppy, I'm thinking Thursday after the daytime pro show. That's what my plan is right now. If we have to change due to scheduling stuff, I'll let you know. But my plan right now is Thursday after the pro show, which would be about 2 p.m. Eastern. So you'll have to figure out that time zone difference, 2 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. The Mom for $4.99. I think at this time it is in the best interest of everyone that we move the Hollywood sign to either Tennessee or Texas and rename that city to New Hollywood.
Dollywood. I'm telling
Dollywood.
you, if it's in Tennessee, then it becomes Dollywood.
Dollywood. BlinkCon Pro has become a YouTube member, and I bet at a higher level. Welcome aboard and happy to have you there. Inazuma88 also doing the same thing. We're so pleased to have you. Walter Tomaszewski, 10 jewels for a gold coin. Thank you so much. And then dropping 2 more jewels for a silver star. We've got J7. The letter of the day is member for 1 month. Hello all. 1 wild month. Let's celebrate by dropping these wonderful gifted memberships. Thank you, Jay. We appreciate you truly.
Not to be confused with Jay-Z.
Oh, no. Which does seem to be a problem for Jonah, say.
Joe Zamboni? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We've got Stryker out there giving a thumbs up on 10 jewels. We appreciate that so much. Kalioth for 5. Mexican Iron Man, please arrive. I thought that chicken tacos were better than the rest. J7 for 5. Hello, Lauren, Marv, and Pro. Good to see you all. Pro still waiting on counting cars. No rush, but I'd like it, yesterday. Thanks.
Yeah.
Music video is on the way. Trust me, we're working on it really, really hard. Also, we're getting ready for the next Mary Sue episode, and Josh Dawes is going to be stopping by the pro show when it lands. Juliet 500 at 550 joules. Stay hydrated and thirsty, my friends. We skipped this one on accident. Justin Moore dropping 10 joules for a thumbs up. Thank you so much. And then Wolfie McGruff with the Crime Dog for 515. And the guy who sent me, what a wonderful Manu Ginobili card. Now talking about the WNBA. Wilton, PAS. Enos Cantor's first name is pronounced as if it rhymes with tennis. Oh, thank the Lord.
Oh, good.
Thank the Lord. We've been saying it the wrong way, and it's been so uncomfortable every time. Ennis. No, wait. That also feels weird.
Not as weird.
You're right, not as weird. We are officially retiring Enos, or anything that rhymes with Enos as a word that can be said on the pro show. Fair? Marv? Okay, you went. I saw in your head you were going through all the thesaurus as an editor and a writer. You were thinking, what rhymes with Enos?
There's not many words that do.
Venus, but I mean, seriously, who cares about that planet?
Yeah, we're not saying it anymore.
Yeah, don't care.
Not the planet or the goddess.
Yeah, tennis stars, who cares? Spam Jelly, dropping 10 joules for a floating heart. I hope it's made out of spam. And then Joppy for 200 crowns. It's +6 of your time zone, so don't worry. I've got it worked out. I can never promise I'll be awake because of my circadian rhythm is always moving, but I'll do my best. I don't want a repeat of last time. Joppy, we cannot wait for you. I know Lauren would agree.
Yep.
And all right, folks, we're going to get started in just a second. I feel badly about this whole Superman Batman thing, although I don't believe they really are those characters. They just looked very similar, right? Parody, satire, DC. Before we get started, I just want to say to everybody out there who stopped by last week to watch me suffer with the ghost pepper, Lauren, did you know at the time that I was drinking 0% non-fat milk?
You know, I heard that on one of the clips this morning, and it greatly amused me.
Lauren, is it true that while I was suffering and I could not focus, because I was just trying to make sure that I didn't act in an undignified fashion, is it true that culture was warning me that the milk would do no good and would actually just make it worse because it was 0% fat milk?
I didn't see that. I don't think that's the case.
Okay. People are telling me that culture was trying to warn me and that I was in, so I couldn't focus on anything.
Why would you use 0% milk?
Well, I was trying to be health conscious.
That's water. That's water. That's
I know.
Milk.
It was twice as hot as a normal ghost pepper. I bit into it and I immediately said, "Oh no, we've got a problem. How can I maintain my dignity?" Okay, I'll suffer the laughs. I'll drink some milk. I drank the milk. It got worse. I couldn't figure it out, and then I was entering into some sort of crazy delirium. And then days later, culture says, "By the way, when you drink skim milk like that, it actually just makes it hurt more." Thank you, culture.
Thanks, culture.
I had the bottle of the milk here. It literally said in all caps, "Skim milk, 0%." And nobody said, "Hey, Pro, could we switch to cream or half and half or something, buddy? You're about to be in enormous, terrible pain because of this."
I propose for $2,000 or 100 super chats that we have you follow up with a 0% milk fat ghost pepper milkshake.
We're shaving you. We are so shaving you. It's coming.
By the way, I haven't gotten to tell you guys about, I think I created a monster on my cruise.
Tell us, please.
So I was on the Royal Caribbean private island, and they have live chickens that are just kind of walking around, right? They're just strutting about. Now,
Which is, by the way, Lauren's favorite vacation destination instantly now.
So I'm sitting there eating a chicken sandwich, and this chicken is like bobbing around, and like I'm sitting there, I'm not feeling well, so I'm just like bitter and angry, and I'm like, "Hey, it'd be really funny. This chicken wants food so much, huh?" And I broke a piece of chicken off my chicken sandwich and fed it to the chicken, and it ate it. And I think I've created Chicken Dahmer now because it loved it.
Great.
So I think when I go back in 8 months, I think there's gonna be no more chickens on that island.
No,
I want you to know
be one very large chicken on that island.
I want you to know that when you are haunted one day by Poultrygeist, it will be fully earned. Every single feather of it earned. Lauren, you go in there now that you found out chickens just roam free and you can capture the little suckers and eat them and just do as you please?
I mean, Lauren, it's also all inclusive, so you could just go up to the snack bar and get a chicken sandwich whenever you want.
You will be very uncomfortable wearing long pants, and you don't wear short pants, so this will be a problem.
But see, once they have weaned themselves down to just the one chicken, I will certainly go hunting El Pollo Diablo. Yes.
El Chico Diablo Grande. worst Spanish ever. El Chico Diablo Grande. That's what they call you when you go in for your free margaritas, right?
I'm just imagining Lauren like at the swim bar, but like wearing like the full Lauren outfit, like he's an Indian guy. Like, you ever been at the water park and like the Indian guys are just like standing in there with like their jeans and like a collared shirt on?
It's not that kind of water park, kid. We got Madanan, 250 joules for Laughing Disco. Thank you so much. We got Charles Morris becoming a YouTube member, and we're happy to have you. Nice beard, by the way. Looking sharp there. Patrick Ganaway, who is definitely no Superman. Well, he's our Superman, but he's no Henry Cavill. 5 WDW Pro memberships. Thank you so much. And let's see. What clip should we play for the 5? How about, Patrick, you're feeding those hamsters. We've got more Laughing Discos out there. Good to see it. And Walter Tomaszewski with a flower. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we need to dive into the news because there is a lot to go through, and it is crazy. And we're going to start off with DC because apparently James Gunn does not understand one bit, not one whit, what it is he's doing. Instead, I just have to preface the story this way for people who don't know what's happened in the last 48 hours. DC superheroes are supposed to be on lunchboxes, backpacks, action figures. James Gunn just released a Green Lantern second episode with full frontal Eggplants. Oh my. Guys, how are we going to get through this segment? We have no chance. Let the mockery begin. The DC universe is in a very strange place for superheroes. Marvel, somehow you look good in comparison. Deadline is talking about this. They're so excited because the Lantern premiere on HBO Max was a really good ratings darling, besting DC Studios' predecessor, The Penguin. The problem for Katie Campione, and that most of the media is not willing to say, is that's largely because people came to see a train wreck. And a train wreck they got. And then we thought that was going to be it. Lanterns is toast. It's done for. Folks, you ain't seen nothing yet. Because immediately after episode 1, we got episode 2. Chris Gore commenting on James Gunn's latest. Chris Gore says, I'm no prude, but do we really need full frontal male exposure in our DC superhero shows? I know it's HBO, but come on! Was this necessary in Lanterns and Peacemaker Season 2? What a colossal disappointment!
I'm actually going to play devil's advocate here.
Oh, please, no, Lord. Please do not advocate for wieners. I mean, as dudes, there's a certain, but please, no.
It is canon that when a ring chooses a new ring bearer, that it changes size to fit the new Green Lantern, and there's no rule that says the ring has to go on the faker, so it may just be that he has a really good relationship with the Oa power battery.
That's not what this is.
I said we'd never get through this segment. I said it. Cosmic News.
I'm gonna assume that I'm the only one that actually watched this episode, right?
After this, you think I'm gonna watch it?
Well, I have to watch it. It's my job. It's the job in which you pay me to do. So, but I will say, I was saying on Force of Light, midway through this episode, I was just like, I wonder if Target's hiring.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, Marv, before we read what Cosmic Book News has to say, then how in the world are we in a, I mean, this is a show that's based on a kid's superhero universe. How are they doing this again?
It was the stupidest, most avoidable thing in the world, because the scene in question is Hal Jordan is in a morgue and he opens up the drawer where the body is.
You've got to be kidding.
The body fully splayed out with,
You're telling me this is also a dead wiener.
Oh, yeah, no, it's a dead wiener. Yeah, it is not a living wiener.
I was going to make a rigor mortis joke, but thought better of it.
Shut up, you. All right. Cosmic Book News is reporting on it this way. Lanterns episode 2 doubles down on the white men framing, because it's not just rigor mortis, Lorne, that is rising again. It is it's wokeism like to the extreme. In one dinner scene, it says, diner scene. In one diner scene. Is it Zoe?
Yeah, Zoe McCon, who by the way is the grandmother that Jon Stewart has relations with in the first episode.
Whoopee! Is that how the rigor mortis happens? Zoe McCone, okay, says white men, quote, white men have the privilege of being eccentric. Calls her husband a rich cowboy who can do, quote, do whatever the blank he wants, and then asks Jon Stewart, quote, how's your white man? She means Hal Jordan. John laughs, goes along with it, and then questions whether he can even trust Hal. One episode after the veteran Green Lantern was already portrayed as a broken down person marked for death.
Yeah, this was the scene where I almost turned it off. When they actually start talking about white privilege, I was just sitting there like, what are we doing? What are we doing? This is Green Lantern. This should be the ultimate 4-quadrant property, right? Like it is a superhero with a magical ring that can create anything he can imagine.
Different kind of ring this show, Marv.
And the show also completely fundamentally misunderstands the concept of the Green Lanterns. Hal Jordan says repeatedly, you have to be fearless to be a Green Lantern. I'm like, no, You do not have to be fearless. You have to have the ability to overcome great fear. There is a huge difference there. And the show is fundamentally misunderstands Green Lantern down to its core. And it is just nothing but in the first 3 minutes of this episode last night, there were 10 F-bombs. And they're doing it just because they have the mentality of 14-year-old boys.
So this is done. DC's done.
There's no way back.
DC's done. Okay.
Back. And while I was sitting there watching it, a better Green Lantern show popped into my head of what it could be. Because you could have it where there are no Green Lanterns anymore, and Kyle Rayner is the only Kyle Rayner gets the ring after Hal destroys the core, it becomes Parallax. And then you have the redemption of Hal Jordan through Kyle Rayner in a season of TV where he's trying to bring back the core. But obviously we couldn't do something like that.
Instead, we need cadaver wieners, and we need...
The show does something pretty revolutionary, Pro. It decided that, the aliens from outer space is an allegory. It's a very thin allegory for immigrants. And the rural white Americans in Nebraska, they don't like the aliens coming to Earth. So they're trying to stop them. It's a very subtle message that they try to very original too. No one's ever done that before.
So they basically ripped off South Park's Starvin' Marvin.
Correct.
Well, at least there's that. Sorry, Marv. Sorry to use your name again in that way, but at least there's some people that like it. Slate, which you got to love how Slate brands themselves. It gives a perfect reason for why the headline looks the way it does. Slate, chic and forward-thinking. How Lanterns reimagine some of DC's most ridiculous and occasionally sublime comics. The HBO show improves upon its source material in at least one crucial way. Sam Thielman goes on to talk about basically just how salacious the series is going to be and why they're excited for that and all that. If this was Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, we know who that's aimed for. This is supposed to be selling lunchboxes and backpacks.
I think I said something when you say anything about this show on X, the defenders of James Gunn leap from the shadows at you like the Morlocks in H.G. Time Machine.
How many can there be?
I think a lot of them are bots. But
it's like Raylos. They're gone, man.
One guy actually said to me, because I was complaining about the fact that there's so many F-bombs and nudity and all this stuff, and he's like, "This show is for us." And I'm like, it shouldn't be.
Who's us?
Guys in their 40s. It doesn't need to be for us. It should be for families. It's Green Lantern. Well, and then it does the Marvel thing in this episode too, Pro, where you have a super thin plot and you stretch it for an hour. And then in the last 3 minutes of the episode, you finally give something that might be worth looking at. And then you end it immediately. Because in the final 3 minutes of the episode, he actually puts on the costume, goes into space, and sees Sinestro in jail. And then it immediately ends.
I can tell you how you make all of this make sense.
I'm worried. Go ahead.
First of all, Green Lanterns are space cops, right?
Yes.
You need to get Dennis Franz on this show and retitle it DCEU Green.
Good Lord. I'm
pretty sure right now it's called DCEU Peen.
You win. You've beaten Lord now. You've taken the trophy back. All right. But Marv, there's something that's actually serious here that is so interesting to me. And you were putting this out online. I think it deserves more attention. So James Gunn, at least once upon a time, was no fan of the writer for this show. Can you walk us through how extreme? Because I don't believe if somebody said the kind of thing about me that James Gunn said about Mr. Lindelof, I don't think I would ever agree to work for a person like that ever again.
Let me pull that up because I'm actually working on an article about it right now because I think it's so interesting. So in 2012, James Gunn said, Lindelof is close to Satan in my book because of the end of Lost. He's the Uri Geller of storytellers, a total scam artist with no integrity whatsoever, and a liar.
So next to Satan.
Yes.
And he hired him, which is to say, I think there's total desperation.
Oh,
they hired him after he got fired from Star Wars.
Kathleen Kennedy fired him.
From the Rey movie, he comes over and makes this. James Gunn hires a guy that he has said in the past is right next to Satan.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He's a liar. He basically called him a hack, essentially, because of the ending of Lost. And the thing about Damon Lindelof also is that he can't help himself, right? Like he went on, he blasted all the fans about, fidelity to source material. It says, how are we even still having this conversation? Nobody wants, anyone to be, faithful to the source material. You have to change it. And this, that, and the other thing. This show is just utter nonsense. It's everyone's like, God, they're like, how could you hate that? We saw Sinestro. I'm like, yeah, we saw Sinestro for 2 seconds, and he didn't sneer or he didn't look like arrogant at all. He didn't look like he hated Hal Jordan. We saw Hal Jordan in the costume, yeah, and he looked ridiculous in it. And then they were like, oh yeah, but we may have seen Atrocitus. I'm like, if that was Atrocitus, then that is absolutely terrible.
So
I'd rather not have Atrocitus than have that be Atrocitus.
Marv, as the only person who's seen the show, can you tell us, is it worse than Supergirl?
I would sit through Supergirl before sitting through this.
Holy moly.
It's that bad. I mean, it's the greatest sin that it has is that it's boring.
Well, that's what I said about Supergirl.
It's just boring.
That's what I said about Supergirl.
Supergirl at least had some moments where like, oh, hey, like Lobo's here or something like this.
I sat and racked my brain. If you remember when we did the review of Supergirl, I sat and racked my brain and thought, is there anything I enjoyed in the movie? And after a long time of really thinking, I had to come up and say, no, there wasn't one thing that I actually enjoyed about Supergirl. I was only reviewing it based on the idea of like, how much did I hate it?
Like, even in some, like, there are some things that like I hate, but like there'll be like one or two good scenes in it that I'll still go back and watch occasionally. Like, I hate the Flash movie, but I'll go back and I'll watch the action sequence with Michael Keaton's Batman, where they're in Russia and he's like, fighting all the guys, because that's an awesome scene.
Fighting around the wrong thing. Go ahead.
No, it's Russell Crowe.
Yeah.
There's nothing in this or Supergirl that I would ever go back and watch willingly ever again. I mean, Hal Jordan literally goes to this town in Nebraska to solve this thing with his ring on like 10% battery, and so his ring runs out of juice. He did not bring the lantern with him, so he sends Jon Stewart on a plane to go back to Coast City to get the lantern and bring it back to him so that he can charge his ring. And then while doing that, get shot.
Lauren, we probably should not make any more jokes about how they charge the ring.
He at one point he is trying. There's these metal detectors to get into the football field, and so he wants to test how the metal detector, because he doesn't think it's a metal detector. So he takes a tire iron and pries the front grill off his car, and then walks through the metal detector with the grill to prove that the metal detector doesn't actually detect metal. He's also still holding the tire iron,
which is definitely totally not metal, right?
Right. Like he didn't have to pry the grill off the car. He could have just walked through with the tire iron.
Oh. Well, that makes about as much sense as the rest of the show, I would say.
It is ludicrously stupid. It is just just insufferable. Every line of this show is insufferable. Just written by people who think they're smarter than you. Damon Lindelof fell off of J.J. Abrams at some point and is now infecting all of pop culture with his nonsense. The same as Alex Kurtzman. The same as the two idiot hacks who are ruining Lord of the Rings over at Amazon. They're all J.J. Abrams disciples. They are sin spawn that fell off of the great hack to indulge in their hackery and just menace the population.
Hackery and quackery, I say. Lorne, there is one positive out of this story.
Go on.
Kathleen Kennedy. She actually may have fired the right person this time and sent Lindelof to go work on lanterns instead of making the Rey movie. This could have been the Rey movie. We could have had cadaver wieners in Star Wars.
No, sir. The right person to fire was Kathleen Kennedy, and she could have done that many years earlier.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense.
You know, Bats, I've been thinking. Dangerous. I know. But now that James Gunn is in charge, I feel like DC is all about eggplants.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
New woke is so much better than classic woke. It's all the flavor, but now with more communism. New woke, new soda, new future.
Grab one today and taste the revolution. New woke.
And remember, there's also woke zero, in case you need to slip socialism into your next family event.
I am so disappointed that the Superman Batman thing did not do what I wanted. There is a great WNBA joke that I had put in there, and I will get it fixed in time for the pro show tomorrow. I guarantee you.
So one more thing I want to tell you guys about. The only Green Lantern construct that's made in the entirety of the episode is Jon Stewart makes a little tiny bird. And then and the bird comes around with him for the entire episode. And when he takes the ring off, the bird remains, because Jon Stewart is the bestest Green Lantern ever without ever having to learn or do anything or train. And he could just keep his constructs going even without the ring.
The bestest ever.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yes. And not only that, but they actually speak the oath for the first time. Because when Hal gets the lantern, he has to charge the ring. And he literally does it like this. The brightest day, blackest night, evil shall escape my sight. Those who worship evils might wear my power, Green Lantern's light.
But tell us how much you loved it, Marv.
I hate this show. I hate this show with everything that I am.
Packy Protons is out there for 5. Not feeling like yourself? Have you had your Marv's bar today? Oh, Packy, no.
I could be the next Mr. Beast with that.
You've got Madahun for 500 joules. Drop into watermelon. Thank you so much. Bookstore Thor, we're a fan of you. Member for 17 months. The pronunciation of eggplant rhymes with tennis.
That's a good one.
Thank you, Ennis.
You know what? You know how they say eggplant in Italian? Never mind.
No. Patrick, get away for 5. What's a laughing disco? Is it like a Panic in the Disco? I fixed it. I figured that this was one of those things where the as we were doing the smartphone, it didn't like Panic in the, so it said Panicking Disco, but I got it. Let's see here. Dude Man Cuz is dropping 20. Oh my gosh, 20 WDW Pro memberships. Thank you, Dude Man Cuz. That is phenomenal.
Please, sir, may I have more pro memberships?
What?
Perfect.
Wahoo indeed. And Packy Protons is going meta on us. Great reference here for $2. This just in. Duck Lippin loves the lanterns. For those of you who don't know, we were reading an article maybe a year ago at this point. Maybe not that long, but we were reading an article, and the author's name, we found out as I was in the middle of the article, was Dick Lippin. And we kind of snickered a little bit about it, and we kept reading the article. And Dick Lippin had decided he was going to speak in the first person and use his name over and over and over and over. And by the third time that, Dick Lippin showed up in the article, we were done. We were just absolutely over it. We had to start all over. We lost control. Thank you, Packing Protons, for reminding us of that. Packing again for 5. Purple potatoes, fried green wieners. Cilantro? No. Kamchi for 5. Funny, I noticed no one talks about the animation side as barely showed. Wait, as Harley Show supposed
Harley,
to be?
Probably Harley.
Harley.
Show,
yeah, supposed to be popular. Never trends and got canceled at season 5. Superman show only trended a little.
Yeah, there's that My Adventures with Superman show that's out there now. I've heard it's super woke. So, I don't pay that. But I will say the DC animated movies are so good. I just watched a couple of them the other night. I watched Justice League Dark the other night, and oh man, was that movie good, with Batman and Constantine and Zatanna and Deadman. like really, really good stuff. And I think Nightfall is coming out soon, which I'm happy for that because it means our buddy Chuck Dixon is getting a check somewhere.
That's right.
So.
Go, Chuck, go. J745, if you want to curse someone these days, say, I hope your hobby becomes popular and mainstream. For that will be a special kind of hell. Yep, they'll destroy it. They'll deconstruct it. Unless it's Spider-Man. Spider-Man somehow has gone without that effort so far. And look what it's doing as a result. Don't deconstruct. Don't destroy the mythos, the heroes. Don't take down the Pareto principle. And guess what? You'll make a lot of money. Tubular Bra for $4.99. Crap. Came in half an hour late. Playing on 1.5 times from the beginning. Well, you know what, Tubular Bra, this is really going to blow your mind when you get to this one. You try to figure out exactly what Pro is saying. I don't know how you're going to make it out. What are you going to do? I'm going to go to the next super chat right now, and when you get there, let us know. Could you understand this at all?
I can't wait to hear from him what my Damon Lindelof rant sounded like at 1.5 times speed.
I hope it's just sped up. I hope it's not like the Chipmunk effect. That's going to be strange. Kamji for 5. Also, the DC brand gotten so bad that it's reached where DC failed to fix their continuity problems that pile on like India garbage 4 years and only fix is to erase it. How many franchises are we doing this now where we say the only way to fix it is to stop it, erase it, and start over? How many franchises have they pushed it to?
I think you can't do that with DC again. You have to make this work somehow.
I don't think you can do anything. Yeah, James Gunn's universe is done.
Well, the rumor now is that they're not allowed to touch Batman until the merger is over. And
Pause, Marv. Given what we just saw in this latest episode, let's choose our words well. Let's not say touch Batman anymore.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah, it's weird now.
But yeah, so Brave and the Bold is apparently on hold until the merger is concluded, and I think it's because, much like Barbara Broccoli once said about Jennifer Salke, I'm not going to allow temporary people to make permanent decisions.
Yeah, well, this is done. This is over. They may ice it for 2 years and start over, but this is it. Like there is no coming back from something this bad.
Does Russell his utility belt work better?
Oh boy. Lauren, you're the lift we need tonight.
You're a Batmensch.
All right, let's see here. What else we got? We got to do the click it and sip it in a minute too. Dude Man Cuz from $1.99. Marv sounds like a Snyder bro.
He knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing.
Trolling.
Well, honestly, at this point, I think you said you would actually prefer to go back to the Snyderverse than what Gunn's doing.
I did a whole video on it. I did a whole video where it was like Snyder is coming back to Warner Brothers for like this thing. I'm just like, you know what? Just do it. Just do it at this point. I don't care.
This is going to be your curse. You're going to have Snyder Bros filling your YouTube channel now, thinking that you are the leader of the Snyder Bros, Marv.
You don't understand it. It's already happening.
Take up your mantle, take up your staff, and lead them back to the promised land of Snyderland.
I do so many of these videos about James Gunn and DC right now, and my comment section is like, yeah, hashtag restore the Snyderverse. And I'm like, no, not one of you.
Kayla for 5. Ennis. How much? Yeah, Ennis. Ennis Burdett returns from Smoking the Bandit to Rhyme Time Modernity. Pay the man. He needs a blocker for the merger. 5 times public funds only. Eastbound and down, something trucking. Archer merger for 5. The trades are trying hardest not to blame Bonta, but having to acknowledge he canceled the meeting even after Newsom and Bass's request. Yeah. It's our next topic. Let me tell you that you talk about a dumpster fire, full blown dumpster fire. Cheryl Z is a YouTube member.
I'm so entertained now that I've just become the Mandalore of the Snyder Bros.
You are the false prophet of the Snyder Bros. We've got J7 for 10. Why is it so hard to deliver the fans what they want? If you give the fans a great show the normies follow, I'm tired of them making it their own or just a Trojan horse their dang messaging. Well, that's because the message and because ideology is their chief concern. As long as they get to live in their house in the hills of Beverly, they don't care. The Hollywood Hills, Beverly Hills, wherever they get to live, long as they can suffice that, they say, screw everybody and the stuff they love. We're going to use it for messaging because that's what they're all about. They want to bring on the communist utopia. Guys, it's time for Click It and Sip It. I'm doing Chick-fil-A tonight, a diet lemonade. Lauren, what are you drinking?
I have nothing. I can mime it.
Marv, what are you drinking tonight?
Water.
Thank goodness you came prepared. Folks, click the like button, take a sip. Here we go. You drink with your mouth closed? You are such a weird individual. So strange. Lauren, are you preparing to go look into the eyes of a chicken? I don't know that accent.
I've never met anyone that can do it.
That was Transylvanian. That wasn't German.
Have you looked into the eyes? No, I'm Russian. I'm all over the place. I want to drink your chicken. No, that's no cancel. Pull back.
There's a choke joke in there somewhere, but I'm not going to make it.
Nope.
Choke your chicken.
Fleet. And then you did it. You just put it out there, Marv.
It's from Rocko's Modern Life.
You know, Rocko's Modern Life, if you watch that first episode, it is one long running series of innuendos and very inappropriate jokes.
Oh yeah, no, I have like all this Rocko's Modern Life merch now because my wife had these Nickelodeon loot boxes, and we've been unboxing one every week on the M4cast, and there's like a stuffed Spunky, and there's like all sorts of like really cool Rocko stuff in there.
Very cool. Folks, Paramount, leave no doubt. It's time to talk about it right now. Dumpster fire. California is turning into a dumpster fire. Ladies and gentlemen, this is insanity. That Park Place reporting on this from Marvin Montanaro. Paramount denies the leak came from them after Rob Bonta, the Attorney General of California, cancels the merger talks. Settlement, by the way, because the state of California is holding Paramount hostage. The war of words between Paramount, Skydance, and California Attorney General Rob Bonta over the proposed Warner Brothers Discovery merger just took another turn. Hours after Bonta abruptly canceled a planned Monday meeting with Paramount CEO David Ellison and accused the company of leaking confidential settlement discussions to the press, Paramount has now issued a direct denial. According to Variety, Paramount said Monday that it was not responsible for leaking details from its discussion with Bonta's office and remains prepared to continue negotiations. Quote, Paramount has not been the source of the leaks of any of our confidential discussions with the AG's office, which, frankly, I don't think there should be confidential discussions with public officials when it comes to stuff like this. I think all of this is absolutely crazy and totally political and has nothing to do with what the AG is supposed to be doing. It says, as we reported earlier Monday, Bonta canceled a scheduled meeting with Ellison after representatives from the two sides participated in a preliminary discussion on Friday. What did they want? Let's find out. Let's see here. It says the company told Variety that it shares Bonta's concerns. Okay, good, AA. But what we want to know, here it is. The controversy erupted after the Wall Street Journal reported that California was expected to demand significant structural concessions from Paramount in exchange for settling the lawsuit. What are those structural concessions? Among the reported possibilities were requiring Paramount to sell certain cable channels and keeping the Warner Brothers movie studio operationally separate from Paramount's existing film business. AKA, it cannot leave California. AKA, you must sell CNN. You're not allowed to own it. Oh my gosh. And this is turning into such a horrendous situation for the state of California. Deadline, Jill's Goldsmith. Paramount denies it leaked details of talks with AG's office, company hopeful and ready to continue good faith discussions because they must be. Marv, this has reached insanity levels. Yeah. The state of California is essentially now, what we're finding out, they're angry because this got leaked. What got leaked? That California is trying to damage the Ellisons and play a very political game of saying you're not allowed to buy CNN. Why are you not allowed to buy CNN? Shut up and don't talk about it, and don't tell the press this is what we're doing. If you do, we're going to punish you. Don't talk. This. I know you don't like this word, Marv. This is a state government acting like the mafia.
Like an entirely fictional organization.
But the state of California is not.
Yes.
Marv, run with this. What do we got here in terms of the state of California, what they're up to? How bad does this now look as literally everybody is turning against them? I mean, I'm talking about the governor of California has now like tucked tail and ran.
Yep.
The mayor of Los Angeles. You've got IATSE has joined, the biggest union around the film industry has joined in with Paramount. You got the cinemas, AMC and Regal have said we're on Paramount side. There is only one man left standing, and it's Bonta.
Well, so I mean, what you've got here is a situation where they're like, well, no, we're doing this for the movie theaters, we're doing this for the workers, but then you have, like you just said, IATSE in the movie theaters are like, no, we want this. No, it's okay, you don't have to stand up for us. Like, no, we know what you want. We know what you want better than you do. I think right now Rob Bonta is stuck between a rock and a hard place, because I think that you've got the California Democratic Party coming at him being like, you are about to destroy this state. You are about to send this state into economic turmoil, because this man will walk away, easily will walk away. And then we are going to become Detroit overnight. But then I think on the national level, you have other powerful people that are associated here who are saying, don't you dare move from this, because we cannot lose CNN. Basically, Newsom and Karen Bass are against Bonta in this, but Mark Ruffalo is on his side in the Writers Guild of America.
Well, hold on. Tell us about Ruffalo, and I'll put it on the screen. Ruffalo is just
Mark Ruffalo has destroyed himself through this nonsense, because for some reason he started ranting about this merger, and he started bringing Israel into the situation. He's your crazy uncle who, at Thanksgiving, where somebody's just like, oh, well, the weather's been that great. He's like, yeah, you know whose fault that is. And, just starts blaming a very specific group of people. So yeah, Mark Ruffalo is now under fire from 4 different Jewish advocacy groups that are calling for a boycott of him in Hollywood. Until he apologizes, and Ruffalo has doubled down. So Mark Ruffalo is ruining himself over this. Rob Bonta and his wife want to be the California government, essentially. Like, his wife is an assemblywoman in California, or congressperson or whatever it is. And they, I think, really have higher political aspirations as a family. And I think that they are just destroying. His wife is the one that authored the Stop Nick Shirley bill. And so between that and Rob Bonta doing this, I mean, that family is 100% in the gutter right now. Because now it's also to the point where, like, I feel like he almost can't be seen as backing down from this. And I feel like he's under a lot of pressure to back down, because Ellison's playing hardball. Dolly Parton is waiting with a big loaf of cinnamon bread to welcome them into Nashville. And, they'll go.
Texas would love to have them as well.
They'll save $500 million in annual taxes if they go to do that.
And take about $20 billion in economic return with them in California. So this is the thing, this whole deal about CNN. So if Bonta wants to stop them from having CNN, you've got to remember that CNN right now gets something like 100,000 on average, about 100,000 viewers in the demo. So in prime time, you compare that to Nerdrotic, and what do you find out? You find out that Nerdrotic, the channel with Friday Night Tights, has more viewership than CNN. So the state of California is risking all of Hollywood, the future of Hollywood, on a cable channel that has less viewership than Nerdrotic, which we love Nerdrotic. Okay, so all listen, kudos to them.
Because it's a propaganda wing. It's a propaganda arm of a certain political party, and that's it.
Right. Here's what's amazing, though, Lauren. Charlie Gasparino, who has been all over this, and oh my gosh, is he ripping Bonta to shreds. Charlie Gasparino with Wall Street Journal and Fox News says Wall Street sees posturing by Bonta in the Paramount Skydance drama. What he's talking about is, on the day that it's announced that the settlement talks, which is essentially, right, hostage talks. That's what it is. This is hostage talks.
Shakedown
has been canceled. Warner Brothers stock goes up. So Wall Street doesn't believe this for a minute, Lauren. Lauren, walk us through your thoughts when it comes to all of this, and how, I mean, over the last 72 hours, Bonta's stock has flipped to cite the same kind of idea as the graph we see here. He's completely inverted. He has no allies remaining.
Yeah, my guess is that it was him or somebody on his side that leaked the documents to give him the excuse to cancel the meeting. Part of the reason for that is that right before the meeting was announced where they were going to discuss settlement terms, I think it was the day before or possibly even the same day, Bonta had gone out and done a press conference where somebody asked him, how much pressure are you feeling to reach a settlement? And he said, no pressure at all. I'm not feeling any pressure. It's those guys who know that they're going to lose. There's no pressure you can put on me. And then suddenly he announces settlement talks. So I think that he was compelled to do so, didn't want to do so, and wanted to do anything that he could to find an excuse to cancel the talks. My real question for Bonta is, what does he think his end game is here? I don't see how he thinks that he's going to somehow catapult himself into higher office by destroying the town. So the other question I have is, where's Reed Hastings? And who's donating to Bonta's campaign? Do we know if Netflix or anybody there is donating in there?
Well, Lauren, did you also see Ellison's latest move where he demanded the bond from the 12 states?
I didn't.
Ellison has demanded that the 12 Democratic states post a $1.88 billion bond.
Wait a minute. That was last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But Thursday or Friday.
But I thought that was denied.
Oh, I didn't see if it was denied yet.
It was denied, but it's ballsy. Now here's what you need to see. Lauren, you were asking what's the end game, and we're getting this now in the last few hours. I mean, literally within hours, because this is on Pacific time, so this is really close to the show going live. Rob Bonta says Warner Brothers merger settlement talks could happen this week if Paramount shuts down leaks. Now, as you said, we actually think that it's the AG himself who's leaking, not Paramount. So those can be shut down easy. What is this about to get back to the table and talk this week? I think that what Bonta is going to try to do is if he gets them to agree to sell CNN, he takes this as a win and claims that he defended CNN.
Okay.
But
they're not going to sell CNN.
Well, here's the other part of this. CNN's ratings are largely dependent right now on Scott Jennings. If President Trump takes Scott Jennings as his press secretary, you will see a collapse in primetime CNN viewership. If that happens, then joke's on everybody. Joke's on everybody, because CNN is worth way less than it is right now. And CNN, in my estimation, is not worth a lot. I think the new media has conquered cable news. And so I just think this is sort of a legacy California situation. As Lou often puts it, it's not about how many watch it, it's who watches it. And who watches it? The politicos in California.
So there was an article in the Wrap about a week or two ago where they specifically asked a source in Paramount, are you willing to sell CNN to put this merger through? And they said flat out, CNN is not for sale.
Yep.
That is a no-go. That is a non-starter.
I hope they stick to it, because I hope they stick it to Bonta. I think Bonta is out on an island all by himself. Lauren, I'll give you the final word on this one. Your thoughts on how long this lasts? I did think that it was going to go way out to the midterms. Now I have serious doubts. I think Bonta is signaling that he's in trouble here. He doesn't have anybody by his side any longer.
They have to end it soon. It's like, you got to understand, the politicians there get into office because they're supported by the major industry of California, which is Hollywood. And right now, they recognize that if this does not go through, there are serious long-term effects to their entire industry, and they can't allow that. So if he thinks he's going to win with this move, his own constituents are going to teach him otherwise. He's got nowhere to go. He has to settle.
And he's going to lose, because I believe now fully that Paramount will leave and go to either Texas or Tennessee.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll take Warner Brothers with them, and that will start the cascade of smaller studios who say, we will never get in that spot either. We must all leave California.
I was just saying this to Natalie and Michelle in Force of Light. I said, when other studios see that they do this and it works, and all the money that they save, there'll be an exodus out of California.
Sure. I mean, who wants to be the next whipping boy? It's anybody who dares go against the orthodoxy of California and the one-party state.
Yeah, this is why I think Bonta, he's got nowhere to go even in his career. This has been a massive error. So the only reason that I could see him continuing it, and honestly, the only reason I think he's continuing it now, is that somebody's got to be feeding him a significant amount of cash. As soon as Newsom reversed course, he should have as well.
And Newsom reversed course once the UK signaled they were not getting into this. Once the United Kingdom was gone, the idea that, because you can't win this, it's unwinnable. California is saying that they have broken the federal antitrust laws, that the federal government that presides over the federal antitrust laws has already said it's not being broken.
68 countries, like
any appeal will be reversed because it's already been reversed, like de facto. Have fun with that, California. Have fun. And Hollywood being risked with all of this. Folks, it's a great day every time you come our way, and we're so happy to put on the Pro Show for you. We've got all kinds of fun stuff coming up, and we can't wait to do so. Before we hit the Super Chats, I want to give Marv a chance to talk about his channel. Marv, tell everybody about the M4 Empire.
Oh, sure thing. The M4 Empire is my channel. We do a live stream every morning at 10 a.m. where we go through 3 different news stories. We release 2 to 3 videos a day. We've got the M4 cast on Thursday nights at 8 p.m., which is going to be a lot of fun. We are on the way to 10,000 subscribers. We're at 9,372 or 74 right now, last time I checked. So yeah, please come check it out. Please come join in the fun. We have a ton of fun over there. And yeah, help us get to that 10,000 by Christmas. That is our ultimate goal here. So yeah, we enjoy bringing you guys daily content.
Sounds like a great time every time we're over with the M4 Empire. All right, folks, we've got about 1,000 of you joining us across the different platforms, and we are so happy to have each and every one of you. As you're listening, remember, you may be doing something on third shift right now, getting started on work for the night. Maybe you just put the kids to bed and you're figuring out, how do I ease on down for the night? I'm going to listen to Pro. Just know that you are joined by 1,000 folks out there who equally share the idea that entertainment truly does matter. And we believe it too, because the other side thinks it matters enough to try to conquer it. Kamji for 5. By erase, I literally mean erase. No soft reset and come back to make the same mistake. Factory reset, new PC, and re-put the original power and no multiverse power level. Yeah, I'm on DC. I'm fully on board with it. You gotta wipe the chalkboard, dry erase the whole thing, and come back from step one. I think you got to start with Superman all over again, but you can't do that quickly. You gotta back down. Let me ask you this, guys. Corn Sweat. How uncomfortable must he be right now? Because I think he took this Superman thing very seriously. He saw this as like a godsend career opportunity, and now James Gunn is obsessed with putting wieners on TV shows, and he's supposed to be doing a serious thing with a character that inspires kids.
Yeah, I think that he's probably got to be mortified by all of this. And probably the same way Henry Cavill was. It's like you actually get the opportunity of a lifetime to bring a character that you love to life, and it's trapped with these scripts that just aren't doing it. And it's only a matter of time before they try to put Superman in one of these shows like Peacemaker or something like that for an appearance and try to like play it off as a joke that he's like the straight-laced guy while, they've already had, Lex Luthor dropping F-bombs on Peacemaker and Guy Gardner dropping F-bombs, and he's going to be dropping F-bombs on Lanterns. So it's not a 4-quadrant universe. There is nothing for kids to enjoy here, and it's gonna flame out. And unfortunately, he's gonna go down in history as being one of those guys who was like, man, he would have been such a great Superman if he had only gotten the right script.
Again, is the last person to play Superman and actually get something to work with? Is it Dean Kane?
Dean Kane and Tyler Hoechlin, who played him in Superman and Lois. They both were. They were TV Supermen. Are doing great.
Yeah.
Superman and Lois is phenomenal. If you have not watched it, you got to watch it.
And I don't really count the Smallville situation because we didn't get the costume or anything like that. So
right. Yeah, but Tom Welling was a good Clark Kent.
Yeah.
I would actually include Brandon Routh in that as well, because the problem wasn't Brandon, it was the material.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And he showed in Crisis on Infinite Earths when he got to play Superman again that he could play it very, very well. So that's always been the problem. The last movie Superman that actually was able to deliver as Superman with a good script was Christopher Reeves.
Yeah, we need to get Kara to reach out to Dean Kane again and get his thoughts on this. What is being done to DC, where it is no longer a kids franchise; it's X-rated. What a thing! Who could have ever what a stupid economic decision. Jim Butler for 5. Nightfall comes out tomorrow on digital, September 8th, physical media.
I will be getting it. I'm very, very excited for Nightfall.
Review on the way, Marv?
Yeah. Once I get it and watch it, absolutely.
Archer Merchant for 5. It's possible the best execs realize how wrong things have gone, and TGE ideologues want full control, but not all execs are stupid. May have woken up. Well, Archer, get ready for the next segment because Disney is telling all of those great execs who are the last wall between them and DEI woke takeover. Get out of here. We don't need your stinking experience anymore. Cheryl Z for 5. Thank you so much for the info and entertainment. Well, it's our pleasure. It's our honor. Without you all, we don't do any of this. So you are the superstars of the show. Jobby for 50 crowns. Pirate every Nile in Sudan. Let's see if you can figure this one out. Pirate every Nile in Sudan. Is this about Grand Theft Auto again? Lauren, is this getting your... Are you feeling sensational enough to say something again about that?
Well, I've been following it really close. The story has been fascinating. I posted up on X yesterday about my own thoughts on this. I really do think if you want to have an impact and send a message, then you need to boycott PlayStation, but it can't have an end date. And it turns out that the people that were calling for the boycott have reached the same conclusion, and they have now said that it's not just going to be a week long. They're saying boycott for as long as you and your particular circumstances can. And I hope this continues. PlayStation needs to burn.
Okay. Go ahead, Marv.
I was going to say, did you see the guy that leaked the GTA stuff, like burned all of his cryptocurrency?
He did.
Like the Joker,
Well,
the Joker
not-
lighting the money on fire?
Not all of it, but the dev currency. And he's also got a dead man switch, supposedly, on copies of the game. So if he is apprehended and does not check in daily, it will leak through multiple mirrors across the internet and become publicly available.
Shit him, it's supervillain.
Okay. Alrighty then. What a thing. What a thing. You know, some people just decide they want to be the main story or the main character in the story. And that guy is, for better or worse, he's writing the narrative right now.
I see Wolf of McGruffle asking, how do you burn crypto if it's digital? You actually have the capability within your wallet. Once it is written to your wallet, you have the capability to invalidate it throughout the chain, at which point it disappears and can no longer be traded or moved.
Right, because you actually have to mine the crypto, and so it has its own singular signature cache, and so if you delete that, it's unmined forever, right?
Yes, it has its own unique hash, and what he's basically doing is he's destroying the hash throughout the chain and saying this can't be moved or traded or anything. At that point, it becomes defunct. It's dead. He can't move it. He can't sell it. It's just dead. So
I saw that Rockstar or Take-Two, I'm sure it's Take-Two because it's at that level. Take-Two is filing court appeals to try to get the identity of this individual. This is way deeper than I ever expected it to go. I mean, we're not going to do a full segment tonight, but this is crazy that this guy has this full setup going where he's essentially saying, you take me down and, you know, I mean, we're reaching the level of Snowden. Like this is the video game Snowden situation.
Yeah, this is, it's become a rallying cry for people. And there are some PlayStation fanboys that are saying that, well, this is not going to make any difference. PlayStation's going to do what you want to do. Go cry. But the vast majority of people, I think, recognize that we're standing on the precipice of something really serious. And my contention has been, this doesn't stop with software, guys. The entire industry, in my opinion, is moving towards you not having the PC on your desk. I don't think they want you to have the capability to own software, to be able to use the AI tools that you're currently using without paying for every single second of it. In a lot of ways, what's going on right now is the single greatest heist of value in human history, because these AI data centers are sucking up all of this data from sources that they have not compensated anybody for. They're putting it into their algorithm. Right now, you're able to use it, and they're taking that data too. But at a certain point, they want to move everything to the cloud. They want you to have a dumb terminal on your desk. They want you to authenticate so they know who you are. They want to be able to control the software from their end, and they want to own your data. So if you want to retain the ability to have local compute, the time to fight back is now.
Maybe we should have made this an entire segment, because now I want to ask you about this, Lauren. I'm seeing people put amazing things out online that were done using AI, but it's running off of local compute.
Yep.
In particular, I don't know if you've seen this, these Donald Trump inside video game memes, or where they're putting Trump inside Seinfeld. These are things that the large companies would never allow, but people are bypassing that using open sourced video gens and local compute. And some of these Seinfelds, I mean, a lot of them are terrible, but some of them where Trump is in Seinfeld episodes are really, really funny.
There's something else I want to address here because I see it in the chat, and that is Rinsler saying, right, learn Linux. That actually doesn't save you in this scenario, because what I'm seeing happen is that the entire stock of RAM that is produced for 2027 has already been purchased by the data centers. You can't buy RAM right now except for what's on the open market. Storage has got similar problems, and you have a number of video card producers that are looking at exiting the consumer market because they want to get all of the lucrative AI data center cash. That's how the hardware will be removed from your desk. And at that point, what you can do is rent virtual machines that are in the cloud, and sure, you can run Linux on there, but you've still got to rent the virtual machine. Now, for a certain amount of time, you'll still be able to do stuff on your old hardware that you retain, but eventually, as that becomes non-supported, where are you going to go? That's why all of this is incredibly relevant, and why you need to make sure that we hold these corporations accountable, that we advocate for consumer rights, because that's a real problem in the digital space. And right now, it is incredibly slanted towards the corporate side. You as the consumer own nothing. They're right about that. That's what EULA culture is about, and it needs to be addressed.
Which is why local compute is providing people with the ability to do satire and parody in a way that would not be available anywhere else. Elon may be trying to make that available via Grok, but we'll see how that goes. I know, Lauren, you've struggled with that in the past, but I haven't watched this one in full yet, folks. If there is language, I apologize. But just see what people are doing with local compute now and AI, where they're having a good time putting Trump in everything. I won't play the Seinfeld stuff because nobody knows the rules for that anymore. Like, laws do not exist for what we do with photorealistic, perfectly emulated Seinfeld episodes that are not Seinfeld episodes, but have Trump in them. Like, who knows what that is? Who knows what the copyright rules are? Nobody knows. But here's Trump in Skyrim. This is not a mod. This is AI, and this is using local compute. Here we go.
There's no audio, but
yeah.
No audio? Okay, hang on a second. Let me give this to you, Lauren, and then we'll get it playing. I don't know why it keeps doing this on StreamYard, but we'll fix it. 3, 2, 1, Lauren, here we go. You've got it in private chat right now. Go ahead and grab that. Yeah, and the crazy thing is, once StreamYard does that, it will not let me unmute whatsoever. Like, it's just stuck. But wait till you hear it, folks. It's really, really funny. You're finally awake. They treated me so bad. They treated me so badly. All right, hang on just a second. We'll get this. Marv, you heard any good jokes lately?
Not a single one. I've been watching Green Lantern.
Okay, well, come on.
Is this going to work? Whoop.
Wait a minute. That's not what I sent you.
No, it's not.
Now it might be further into the video than.
Oh yeah, it is. Okay, so hang on.
Okay.
Storm cloaks.
Here
You're finally awake. Let me tell you something.
Full screen
they
it,
have
Lauren.
treated me so bad. They have treated me very unfairly, and quite frankly, it's a disgrace.
Oh no.
Listen, Dragonborn, the Imperials are very strong. Very strong. The Empire is very strong here. You know, I have fought mud crabs more fearsome than some of these Stormcloaks. They are so bad. Let me tell you something. This guy, he used to be an adventurer like you. He took an arrow to the knee. Isn't that something? The High Elves are a great people. They are beautiful, tall people. They know a lot about real estate. And the Stormcloaks are just pathetic. These Dark Elves are not good people. A lot of them are criminals. Morrowind is a total shithole, if I'm being honest with you. Donald has wares if you have coin. People ask Donald if he has wares, and he says yes. But in order to make a deal with Donald, you have to bring coins. The Giants love Trump. I asked him who he was going to vote for, and he said Trump all the way.
All right, that's enough, Lauren.
Oh, that was good.
All right, phenomenal stuff. So, of all the reasons in the world why we need local compute, That's got to be one of them. All right, let's get these super chats. Patrick Getaway for 5. Hey, AG Bonta, the leaks are coming from inside the house. I think he knows it. I think he knows where they're coming from and why. Archer Merchant for 2. Maybe the FCC may get involved. Investigate Bonta. I think that also is very, very likely. Archer Merchant for 2. Parody, new Ruffalo product. It's the juice. Give him the lemons. Jobby for 50 crowns. One more chance if the first one wasn't enough. Poverty emerges not in some. Is this a play on words? Is some supposed to be SUM instead? Poverty emerges not in some. Archer Merchant for 2. Also, Bonta's request seems to go against the unions. It does 100%. Jobby for 50 crowns says, one hint if needed. It's an ode to that Green Lantern episode, Marv.
I'm stumped. My brain is not all better yet.
75% and falling. Kayla for 5. Ponta from Skeleton Knight in Another World plans to use Bonta via association due to IP damages under California, Los Angeles by Sony Crunchyroll. Man, one can dream. One can dream indeed. And Mushroom Madam dropping 2 jewels and a silver star. Kamchi for 5. I waited for Paramount leaving, which will affect how to get a writer job to fix the damaged series. Hopefully it's online, as I don't live near their states really have good ideas. Neither states have really good ideas. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens here, Kamchi. Hang tight. We'll have updates tomorrow and the next day. No slacker, or as Jonas says, no slacker for 999. California passed recent laws to outlaw 70% of tires we can purchase, and landscaping cannot be within 5 feet of our houses. They also want to change our houses to all electric utilities. Time to move. Yep, just don't bring the politics with you. The people in the other states will not be happy if you do.
Florida's full.
Henry Rumfeld for 5. Turned 21 yesterday. Woohoo! Wish my grandmother was here to see the man I have become. Thank you, Pro and Panel. Well, Henry, the good news is your grandmother loved you into being the kind of man you are, and I know that your grandmother was and is extremely proud. Paul 12,000 for 5. Wilton's Troll and Run. Load it up and run it. Video and game running today. Have fun with the game and video. Marv, are the rumors true about this Wilton's Troll and Run?
That it's a video game that you can play?
I've heard there's a secret level.
I have not heard about that.
I've heard there is a secret level where Marv is in, and you must beat him and see if you can defeat the ultimate Marv bar.
I had a feeling I was going to be.
Yeah. Lauren?
Hmm? ...
Cheryl Lynn for 5. Newsom and Bass want a settlement, and now we all know what they want in the settlement. Notice he said they leaked. Didn't say it was true.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't
Lauren,
true.
Are you getting nervous, Lauren, that you might be in that game?
Well,
you should be. You should be.
It wouldn't make me nervous. Although I'm flattered if I am. Hi, everybody.
I do want to play it on stream.
We should. Justin Moore for 5. I feel like every Superman actor has been good in their own fashion, but writing killed most of them eventually. I love Corn Sweat. Sad he is going down.
Yep.
And I think he's put up the best effort he can PR-wise, but there's no saving this thing. None. Archer Merchant for 5. The political DSA, that's the Democrat Socialists of America, ideologues seem to be doing the same with the Democrats that originally helped them. Eat their own, even when it ultimately fails anyway. Well, we need them to fail, I'll be honest, and I'm not a political guy, and you guys know that. I say it over and over again. We advocate for the sensible center, the mainstream middle. But these DSA folks, these wokies, they're crazy. And Hassan Piker and the carnage that he wishes and that he enjoys for his political enemies, these El Said kind of folks who are highly linked with very disturbing actual T-word peeps, this must be defeated. I mean, we can... Classical liberals and classical conservatives, we need both of those in society. We don't need the woke in society. That's a mind virus. That's different. Snarky Distinct Fudge Dora for 5. We made them. We can break them. Let's take gaming back. If it takes offline retro gaming on other systems, so be it. And hold the line.
Another point I'd like to make about that, just real briefly if I can, which is that to me, I think that the Steam Machine 2 that Valve was coming out with really spooked the industry, because that was going to be a means to get off of the Microsoft train. That's their SteamOS is a Linux-based operating system. They were going to be offering inexpensive hardware, which is granted underpowered, but it would allow the consumer to see just how bloated Windows is. And it's right after that that suddenly all this run on the hardware went on. I'm not saying the two things are related, but it definitely impacted the Steam Machine release. It's now, while people were really excited about it, now it's not really affordable for what you're getting. SteamOS is still important, but if they force you to run it into in the cloud, you run the same issue. I think their real goal is to do away with having the hardware on your desk, other than a dumb terminal.
Listen, I'm fully on board with having the tech and the supplies at your home. I think that's incredibly important. We won't go into all the reasons why, but I agree with you, Lauren. We need people who have their own abilities at home. They're self-sufficient in terms of their compute power. Retromeister for 5. So Sony, with others, decides to follow Klaus Schwab's mission statement, while Rockstar is robbing GTA of its identity into pushing identity politics. I did think it was interesting that this leaker, and who knows the veracity and validity of what's being said, but says it's a great game. Like, what was it? 9.6 out of 10 is what they gave it. So, we'll see. Jobby for 100 crowns. Here's the answer. Read only the first letter of each word in those emphasized statements. Oh, we should have thought of that. By the way, you using it to segue into GTA 6 and so on was a hilarious misunderstanding. Well, maybe intentionally so. And it led to quite the conversation, I would say. All right, so we got to start with the first letter. We'll have to come back to that in a little bit. I'm too far down into the StreamYard situation to look at it right now. Where's my Zootopia 3 for $199? Do you think Zootopia 3 will make $2 billion? Well, it depends on when it comes out. Depends on the cost of inflation. And it depends on how well it's received in China. But Zootopia 2 easily cleared $1 billion. And so if Zootopia 3 comes out in, let's say, 5 to 10 years, and if people have not made 1,000 Zootopia 3s using AI already, which they may, that could be better than Disney's, then, yeah, all things considered.
More than Zootopia 3, I am curious as to how Moana 3 will do.
Well, did you see that Lin-Manuel Miranda has pulled out?
Did he? I did not see that.
That broke this evening. Lin-Manuel Miranda says he will not work on future Moana anythings. He is out.
Interesting. What did The Rock say to him?
Oh, it's a good question. I'll tell you what I think is going on there with Lin-Manuel Miranda. I think he knows he can't outdo that first soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
So why come back and show that you can't outdo that?
Well, The Rock's a musician now. He can write the music.
Yeah. What is that terrible song that's in Moana 2? I mean, I can't remember any of them, but it's like...
I never saw Moana 2.
Chee-Hoo is the name of it, the song. Can I get a Chee-Hoo? Over and over. Oh, nauseating. No slacker for $4.99. I can bring my politics with me. Staunch conservative. I didn't vote for any of the Golden State Mafia ever.
You're allowed. Florida has some room.
The panhandle. You're in the panhandle of Florida now. Tallahassee, here he comes. And Tallahassee people will say, we're not in the panhandle. Joppy for $200. About the memory shortage, it will be yet another antitrust investigation if the DOJ will accept the snowball that's currently starting to roll out and will eventually reach down to them. Chinese memory makers are emerging too.
Do you want to trust those Chinese memory makers with the RAM you put in your machine?
They always embed something in there.
I don't trust Chinese toothpaste. I'm not trusting Chinese memory makers.
Amen. I don't have a Chinese memory that I believe in. And Jay out there for $5. I bought my Steam Deck by adding money to my Steam wallet each paycheck till I could buy it. People never bring up that's a good way to afford Steam Mac. And steamed mac and cheese. That's a bad joke. Lauren, no comment? Nothing from you on Jay's? Not a thing?
It's certainly a viable strategy if you can afford to do so. The tragedy is that the price point of the Steam machine is far higher than it should be. It should have been released around an $800 price point. It's around $1,500 if you want the full boat experience. And that means that what people got excited about they no longer can get excited about, and that means that they're going to move less product. It means with the shortages that they can't produce the number of products that they needed to be able to make. This was really going to be a venue for the SteamOS to really enter the mainstream, and SteamOS is really the important thing. But if you lose the ability to have hardware on your desk, it becomes a moot point. To me, a lot of this looks like the industry panicked when they realized that there was going to be an alternative to the entire ecosystem. And they're accelerating plans to take away the ability to do that. The IT entrenched elite don't want you to be able to move off of their platforms.
One more time, just because I love this so much. Quite funny. Here we go, folks. One more time. Let's see if we can get this to play. Here we go.
You're finally awake. Let me tell you something. They have treated me so bad. They have treated me very unfairly, and quite frankly, it's a disgrace. Listen, Dragonborn, the Imperials are very strong, very strong. The Empire is very strong here. You know, I have fought mud crabs more fearsome than some of these Stormcloaks. They are so bad. Let me tell you something. This guy, he used to be an adventurer like you. He took an arrow to the knee. Isn't that something? The High Elves are a great people. They are beautiful, tall people. They know a lot about real estate. And the Stormcloaks are just pathetic. These Dark Elves are not good people. A lot of them are criminals. Morrowind is a total shithole, if I'm being honest with you. Donald has wares. If you have coin, people...
Oh, boy. All right, let's get into the next news item, folks. Let's talk about Disney forcing executives to retire. It's driving the stock higher and higher. Should it, though, is the question. And I got to say, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. We'll talk about why on the other side. The Walt Disney stock just went on a skyrocket and took them to Mars. Disney up to $110, but what's doing it and why should investors be afraid? We'll talk about that. Up 2.6% on the Monday, and that's great for them because over the past month, Disney is up 16.62%. Look at that. Go, Josh D'Amaro, go. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, I know. People are going to say pro to negativo, but we got to do this, okay? On the year now, they're only down 6%. If we go out to the 5-year, though, it's still not good. And if we go to the max, we're nowhere outside of the normal delta here, and we're nowhere back to the Chapek years. But all that said, how did they tantalize the investors today? How did they get Wall Street so excited? Well, take a look at this, ladies and gentlemen. Out of that Park Place, this is why you should be concerned. No financial advice being given, but pay close attention. ThatParkPlace.com, Marvin Montanaro, Disney offers executives early retirement packages as cost-cutting push deepens. Offering executives early retirement. Hang tight. This matters a lot. The Walt Disney Company is offering voluntary early retirement packages to longtime executives, the latest sign that CEO Josh D'Amaro's cost-cutting campaign is moving well beyond the rank-and-file workforce. According to Variety, Disney notified staff Monday of a new company-sponsored voluntary early retirement offer, or VERO, program aimed at eligible executives. Senior Executive Vice President and Chief People Officer, she's the former DEI lead, Sonia Coleman announced the program in an internal memo. The time-limited offer will allow qualifying executives to leave the company now in exchange for an enhanced retirement package that Disney says recognizes their services and contributions. On its own, an early retirement program at a corporation the size of Disney would hardly be extraordinary, but the timing is impossible to ignore. Disney has spent much of 2026 eliminating jobs, consolidating departments, and openly telling investors that even more cost reductions are coming. And they have cut thousands of jobs. But here's what we need to see. Matt Shimkowitz, I'm guaranteed that's the name, that's the way we say it. AV Club. Disney wants experienced executives to voluntarily retire before being involuntarily reduced. That's right. In addition to this...
That's how this usually works.
Yeah. In addition to this, it says Disney has already scaled back its employee health benefits, laid off thousands of employees. And yes, in the last couple of days, they've announced that they're cutting benefits to spouses on insurance and all that kind of stuff. But yes, Lauren, the way this typically works is you either retire early now, and we're going to give you a better deal than normal, or we're going to fire you. We're coming for you. And so this is going to force out. But here's the thing, Lauren. So normally in businesses, this is an okay thing. Where Disney is right now, this is a horrific idea. And investors don't realize this necessarily because they don't pay close attention. But Disney is currently infested with all kinds of woke mind virus employees. And the only thing that has been stopping them from pushing forth with crazy ideas, wokeifying kids' content, going even beyond what they've already done in the theme parks, etc., have been these longtime executives who were there before all of this happened. They've been the firewall. Josh D'Amaro and Dana Walden are now preparing to remove the firewall. When you remove the last few long-standing Disney executives who've been there since the 90s, some of them even maybe since the 80s, when you remove them, Lauren, it's open season. And Disney, I believe, will become very much partisan all over again.
There are a couple of moves that they're making that are puzzling to me. There's this. There is the cutting of spousal insurance. That was a story that you covered earlier today. If the spouse has insurance offered at whatever their other job is, these are cost-cutting measures that are like trying to find the change in the loose cushions of your couch. And a healthy company, I don't think, would be doing that, particularly when they have so many projects that have been announced that we haven't seen any movement on. So that's really leading me to question what's really going on here. Are they in much worse shape than we already kind of thought that they were? Are the cash reserves in trouble? And if they are, this is not a move that's going to help because, as you said, you're getting rid of the experienced company people that are hopefully the steadiest hands they have on the tiller. And you're going to initiate a corporate scramble up the ladder with people throwing knives in other people's backs. I suspect this is going to be really chaotic internally. So I don't understand the play here.
Well, from a financial standpoint, Marv, it makes Wall Street happy because it lowers costs significantly. Mm-hmm. However, from Josh D'Amaro and Dana Walden's perspective, this is emptying out the long-time Disney, folks who have been there forever. And now it is going to be sycophants trying to beg their way up the chain of command and prove to Dana Walden and Josh D'Amaro that they deserve to be the next exec.
Yeah, I mean, they have done this before with Imagineering, right? They forced all their old Imagineers out, and now we've got people like Saatchi talking about shape language. That's basically what's going to happen. You're going to get shape language executives at this point. But the company is trying to say that it has such strong revenue, but it is cutting costs like it's GameStop. They reported $25.2 billion in revenue during fiscal third quarter, 7% increase from $23.7 billion during the same period last year. Total segment operating income jumped 21% to $5.6 billion, while income before taxes rose 14% to $3.6 billion. And the entertainment division alone saw an operating climb of 64% from roughly $1.02 billion to $1.68 billion. This is not a company that needs to cut costs. And part of it makes me think like, well, why are they trying to do this? Another part of me is trying to think of in terms of like, how much waste did Bob Iger have in this company that Josh D'Amaro was now looking at?
Winter is coming is what I think.
Yeah, I honestly, like, that was my first thought when I saw this, was just like, was there just that much just Doge level like waste that Bob Iger had that Josh is just like, I can cut this down and create a far more agile company? I think that's kind of probably where his mind is at, because, we all know Bob liked to spend, and it seems like Josh does not like to spend.
So I think, Marv, that, and I know people get tired of me saying AI, but I look at what Disney's talking about from the entertainment side. 100%. They've announced Coco 2 in 2029. They've announced a plethora of films that are sequels, right? So you got The Incredibles coming out, you got all this stuff coming out that's a sequel assembly line. And they're acting like it's business as usual. And Culture Casino and I did recently a video where we showed the first AI feature-length film has been released. It's open source and all that. And it's photorealistic. Mm-hmm. It's like if you showed it to the average person, they would not know it's AI, flat out. And I think Pixar stuff is much easier for computers to do.
Yeah.
I think Disney knows that everybody is about to be able to make better movies than them. Everybody. And they can't say that, or else they create a panic. But I think that's coming, and I think that's why they're cutting to the bone right now.
When the April layoffs happened, Josh said something that they were trying to streamline operations to become a more agile and technologically enabled workforce. Technologically enabled workforce to me means AI. Like we're going to cut back on people and we're going to invest more into tech and AI. And he's basically telling you exactly what he's going to do, but people don't put the two and two together and realize that's what he's saying. And so then when they eventually do it, it's gonna be like, well, we told you we were doing it.
Well, here's kind of why I'm more skeptical about that. I understand what you're saying about the language, but look at the condition of the parks. There are some things that humans still have to do. And maintaining the parks, now granted, we're not talking about the rank and file engineers, guys. We're talking about executives here. But I would not want to replace executive level people either. They're the ones that have the relationships and the understanding of how the things are actually done internally. What you want to use AI for is the video generation. If you're going to implement it that way, you're going to find ways to streamline operations internally, especially when dealing with legalese and creating corporate documents, maybe a little bit for accounting and cost cutting. But executives, unless, as you said, they're just bloated internally, and that's all there is to it. But it seems to me they got bigger things they need to be worrying about, and chief among those is repairing the attractions they have in their parks and expanding their parks, because right now their lunch is getting eaten.
They should be investing like mad. And the Disney Pixar people, or the Pixie Dusters, the Cupcakers, they're going to come at me and say, Pro, don't you know they're investing $60 billion the next... Bunch of silliness, okay? A lot of that's going to the cruise line, and there's nothing wrong with that, but they should be doubling their investments right now into theme parks, because that is where the money can be made over the next 10 years, I believe. I've seen what's coming, and it's going to be people can make their own Pixar films in like 3 or 4 years. So Disney needs to be preparing for that. I don't think they know how to prepare for that, and Marv, partly what I think about this is, who was put in charge of trying to save Hollywood from the coming AI supersonic tsunami? Who did they put in charge, Marv?
Kathleen Kennedy.
You can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up.
Yep, we got an article about it on thatparkplace.com. Hollywood's answer to the AI apocalypse is Kathleen Kennedy.
Yep. Disney right now,
they're going to be prioritizing how to make female characters more stunning and brave.
And sturdy and brunette. Disney right now, yes, every single time. Disney should be hiring back their leadership executives who have left the company. Instead, they're firing them. I get why Wall Street is excited about the bottom line and the numbers, but I'm telling you, this is not going to go the way that a lot of folks think it will, because the institutional knowledge is walking out that door, and the institutional knowledge is a link to better leaders in the past, whether it's Walt, whether it's Eisner, the early years of Iger, when the company was a different place, a different beast. And we're going to be left with the SJW crowd. I know we don't use that acronym very much anymore, but that's who we're going to get. The Splats Patrol is going to be leading Disney.
Also, you never cut your way to health. You can improve your situation by cutting, but you have to innovate your way out of a problem, and they don't seem to be innovating.
Boy, they are post Steve Jobs Apple right now. Super chats are back on the screen. Folks, we hit the goal. We'll do a Q&A right after this next segment. Snarky Stink Fudge Dora for 5. I have original Nintendo Entertainment System and Game Boys.
Oh, there you go.
Beat that. What are you going to do, Lauren?
I don't know. He went
somewhere. Hang on a second. I don't know if I can grab it. The Wilton thing is on it.
Have you heard the they're putting it in the chat right now? Aylor just put it in the chat. The people are starting to take the LGBTQIA acronym and say it as a word.
Oh, you mean LGBTQIA+?
LGBTQIA.
LGBTQIA.
Lauren with his Game Boy.
Yeah, not beating, but matching. That's the original brick.
All right, you all made me do it. A little dusty.
Nice.
Ooh.
Sitting behind me the whole time, an Atari 800 XL. Just sitting back there, ready for me to start typing any moment.
I have a sword behind me.
It's a cool sword.
Yeah, it's a Highlander sword.
What else do I have around this place? I don't know. We'll check it out. Oh, hang on.
My first system was a ColecoVision, but I don't have it anymore.
Oh, hold on. I got something.
All right. Here we go. Debug. Have I shown this before? Oh, look at that. That's cool. Have I shown this before, guys? The debug thing on the show?
No.
This is one of the first video games ever made by Electronic Arts. And I'm going to read the back to you. You're going to love this. This is on the back of this debug, and it's still in the cellophane. It's never been opened. I love this. It's one of my favorite items I've got. It says, a special word to parents. Debug is a wonderful way to introduce your children and you to the terminology and basic workings of computers. But beyond this specific knowledge, players also learn to link causes and effects and to develop their own strategies for solving problems. It's a description of the game. Below that, it says, this is Electronic Arts, okay? And I'll hold this up really close. Hang on, I'll full screen it.
Very nice.
Let me read this now. This is what's so cool. So Electronic Arts, below their logo, it says, about our company, because this is how early on it is. We're an association of electronic artists who share a common goal. We want to fulfill the potential of personal computing. That's a tall order. But with enough imagination and enthusiasm, we think there's a good chance for success. Our products, like this game, are evidence of our interest. If you'd like to get involved, please write to us at Electronic Arts, 2755 Campus Drive, San Mateo, California. It's an open call on the game for additional programmers at a time when there's just not enough.
Now they're owned by Saudi Arabia.
Probably 3 guys in a cubicle somewhere. How cool is that? That's cool. All right. Let's see. Let's get these super chats, then we'll hit the final story. Thank you, Snarky, and we love an NES that works absolutely too. Jobby for 200 crowns. Europe is also beginning to fund their own microchip initiatives, and Netherlands controls ASML. But that's a lot of years away. And for the record, I don't trust China, but it'll affect the market as a whole. I think that Elon is about to do things that Elon does with macro hard. So get ready for terrafabbing like you can't believe. Elon never bet against him, ever, never, never. They mocked him with Grok. In about a week, he's going to take the lead. Grok will be the most powerful frontier model on the planet. And they mocked him. They said he was too late. He couldn't do it. It was over. It's unbelievable. You just can't bet against him. Michael Cooley for 2. Chinese memory makers come with an egg roll. And a prediction about the future. Oftentimes just generic enough for you to believe it. J7 for 5. I agree with you, Lauren. Just still wanted to push that as an option. It was terrible timing. I find I rarely disagree with you.
Yeah, I can't tell you how disappointed I was that the price point of the Steam Machine 2 ended up being what it was. I was so excited to pick up one of those machines for myself, but it's difficult to justify at that price point, even though I badly want it.
How bad did you want it, Lauren? How bad did you want it?
The Steam Deck is my favorite piece of hardware that I have bought in the last 10 years. I am all in on the Steam Deck. I am thoroughly convinced that SteamOS would be revolutionary, and I wanted to go all in on the entire Valve ecosystem. But at that price point, I can't justify it. Now, what I may be able to justify is that when SteamOS gets the official support for the NVIDIA drivers, either building my own Steam machine or putting it on some of my older hardware. But that's not till next year at the earliest. So
10-4. Henry Umfeld for 2. Doesn't Michael Gates running for AG affect things? Henry, I wish it did. But Michael Gates is a Republican in California. One-party state right now. Archer Merchant for 5. Layoffs will be next. Voluntary is first. Most times it's newer managers that get hit first. So in theory, that would hit the newest DEI add-ons, then go up. This time it's going to be the most senior leaders who get pushed out. It's inverse of those without seniority. Dogepal for 2. Dana Walden should take the early retirement offer. Amen. Amen. Looks like Bob might have. Richard Frizzle for 5. Excuse, cutting the most expensive. Like they did with Imagineering. How'd that work out? See Tiana. Tiana's even worse because they signed Tony Baxter to help with that project. Then when he disagreed with it, they kept the NDA part in place and sent him home packing. He couldn't talk about it. Terrible. Kamji for 5. It's not AI that's the problem. It's their mental thinking. The only reason Toy Story 5 got $1 billion was it was a longer time in theater and nostalgia bait. They lack story and moral minds. And finally, folks, we're going to come back to the rest, I promise. But Jay for 10. Jay for 10 says, my all-time favorite game of all time, Ultima 7, The Black Gate. During EA buying them out, the villains were Elizabeth and Abraham, and the tools were a cube, sphere, and tetrahedron. EA was evil. Evil indeed. I remember when we used to say EA Sports. It's kind of lame. Those were the days. Back in the early 2000s. All right. Well, it's time. We got to talk about the WNBA. Talk about lame. They have created a dumpster fire of all dumpster fires, and they've been defeated. Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham have absolutely defeated them with Enes Kanter. Guys, can we practice that before we do the segment? Lauren, can you Enes Kanter?
Mutis Kanter.
For those who are listening, this is going to be a very strange pause.
Yeah.
Lauren refuses to say Ennis. Like Guinness. Or tennis. Or Winnis won, Mr. Gipper.
Enos?
No, that's... Anyway, all right, that's it. We're going there. We'll do it. Whatever. The WNBA has been utterly defeated, and you won't believe the dumpster fire that's here. This is what happens when woke faces logic, and logic will win. TMZ Sports, and we despise TMZ, but they have the exclusive, and thus here we are, is reporting this. Enes Kanter freedom. WNBA passes on ban after courtside confrontation. So even though the crazy lady on the court went after Enes standing on the sidelines, and even though he was removed from the game because a crazy lady came after him, the WNBA has decided not to ban Enes Kanter freedom from going to games. We would play it for you, but the WNBA will hit us with a copyright, so we can't play the interaction where he was removed from the game the other night. But it says the WNBA has no plans to ban former NBA player Enes Kanter freedom from coming to games as a fan, even though he was ejected from a Chicago Sky game after a heated exchange with Natasha Cloud. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ the plan inside the league is to try to move on and let the controversy die. Yeah, that's going to work. Oh, boy. That's going to... Nope. Not going to work. We're told the league, it says, felt a ban wasn't warranted because Enes didn't set foot on the court, and he didn't do anything else that was egregious. AKA, he didn't do anything, and they were going to get sued if they tried this one. But that's not stopping them from setting up a heck of a lawsuit. What are we talking about? Well, take a look at this, folks. We've got it for you right here. Eric Doherty is posting this on X. Breaking update, and this is being reported far and wide. Former NBA players Enes Kanter freedom and Royce White are privately being deemed ineligible for the 2027 WNBA draft, despite both of them identifying as women. This is per ESPN. League sources say the WNBA will refuse to change any definitions of woman, but will still make sure they can't play. Boy, that's going to work out great. That's going to work out great.
I didn't realize the NBA was a bunch of transphobes.
So here we go. Without a definition, they can sue. And I think that's what they'll do. That the WNBA was supposed to get together and decide what a woman is. They're going to Matt Walsh this thing. And now what they've decided instead is that was too dangerous. So they're not. And then they're just going to say, you're not allowed to. And then when they sue them, they're going to lose. And this is going to turn into even more of a dumpster fire. Marv, we got more to talk about with the WNBA because it gets worse. But let's just stop here and start talking about it. Your thoughts on them refusing to define what the W in WNBA stands for, but then simultaneously saying, but you're not that W, you two, and you can't join us.
Well, I mean, look, at the end of the day, they've got them in a checkmate at this point. These NBA players have got them in a complete checkmate. because the hypocrisy is being exposed. They're exposing the fact that this is all just politics and nonsense and woke ideology. It's absolutely insane that a league designed to showcase the athletic abilities of women cannot decide what a woman is. And I don't believe that they have any trans players right now in the WNBA, but I'm telling you, next season it's gonna happen.
You know, Marv, I've seen some players. Now I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna say it. Not gonna go there. Lauren.
I think they do have it out, and I think that what they will do is they will just clarify the terms that define what the eligibility is to play in the WNBA. And I think what was said the other night, I don't remember who it was that said it, but is probably Culture, that they will likely develop a hormone test to determine whether or not you're actually taking hormones to change your gender.
Yeah, but that's not supposed to matter. If you identify, then it's that should just be it.
They're moving the goalposts. They do that all the time. They are trying to split the baby in such a way that they still get what they want because they don't want to be embarrassed and humiliated.
Lauren, is it a girl baby or a boy baby? And can we still tell those things apart?
Obviously not. If we have to get a council of people together to debate what is this mysterious thing that nobody has ever understood in all of human history, they're going to keep this going for as long as they possibly can.
I propose a magic 8-ball. I think that they stand up there in the draft, and then we get the magic 8-ball out, and we say, "Oh, Prophet Jabot Bob, is Enos Cantor actually a woman?"
I think it's pronounced Ennis.
I think you're right. It says most likely.
Yeah, there you go.
Never lies. Never lies. The magic 8-ball, the Prophet Jabobob, never lies. We've got a response now, Marv. And so if they thought the controversy was going away, they can think again. Brick Center posting this. It's from Fox News. Ennis Cantor Freedom. Cantor Ennis? I don't know. He's on with, what's her name? Laura Ingraham on Fox News. So he's living it up. Here's his response to the WNBA, just coming out recently, that they will refuse him. He will be ineligible for the draft. Here's his response on Fox News.
Pro, come on. Let's pronouns here.
Well, now, do you wait a minute now? Does she have to change the pronouns too in order to be a woman, or can we? I don't know. I just don't know the rules anymore.
Pronouns are she, he.
You know, like, can a woman not use a urinal? I don't know.
Do you actually think the WNBA, and sources were telling various media outlets today that they've essentially decided you and Royce cannot play in the WNBA. You will not be eligible. And they're going to say something about it's a publicity stunt. You're not really a trans woman. Are you a trans woman?
Well, I want to make this very clear.
Are you a trans woman?
Listen, Section 13, right? Article 13, Section 1 says if you identify as a woman, then you're allowed to play.
So you are identifying as a woman tonight?
I identify as a woman. Sure, yes.
Okay.
So I can play.
Basketball.
But they're never going to let you play.
Why not? I mean, that's the rule. That's the rule that they put, and I'm just following the rules. If they ever come out and say, "Okay, we are changing the rules," I respect their decision. I will, follow the rules. But right now, if you identify as a woman, you're allowed to play, and I am identifying as a woman, and I am actually allowed to play. That's it.
You said.
Perfect response.
I don't think it's going away. I don't think it's going away, guys. I don't think they can stop this.
Just imagine him on the court with these ladies. Like it would just be amazing.
Towering over them, shoulders larger than two of them standing side by side. Oh boy! All right. Well, how is this going for the WNBA? What they're trying to do, and used to we would just mock them for them trying to injure their most popular player. Well, back in May, Caitlin Clark had already surpassed LeBron James in jersey sales, only following Steph Curry. We now believe that she likely is leading Steph Curry. We're waiting for that data to come out. But if you think that's something, Caitlin Clark right now on X, and she's all over social media, and we get it. Her Instagram is way bigger than her X, but just look at this. 631,000 followers, okay? Millions on Instagram. We got it. Sophie Cunningham, her teammate, actually has more followers on X. And she has more followers on Instagram than Caitlin Clark does too. Just by a little bit. Now, Angel Reese has the most, but she's going to be passed up by both of these very, very soon. Let me show you what they're up to. They've got golden geese here in Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham. Yahoo Sports hosting The Spun. Sophie Cunningham's future in the WNBA could be in jeopardy.
Unbelievable.
Andrew Holleran. Sophie Cunningham has become one of the WNBA's most well-known players in 2026, the Indiana Fever Guard, which people only watch this one team. That's it. Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham, that's it. That's all they watch. Who played collegiately at the University of Missouri, has become quite the talking point after her ESPN profile that went viral. Cunningham, among other things, criticized athletes of a different variety in women's sports. In the ESPN article, Cunningham said she wanted to protect young girls in the locker room and that they shouldn't have to go against biological men. Quote, I said what I said. I think it's kind of common sense, she said. And I think I'll always believe that. I think it's really important to protect children. And that's little girls who are also involved in that category. I stand on what I said. On the court, Cunningham is a decent role player. She's averaging 8.4 points, 2.3 rebounds, and 1.3 assists per game. She's shooting 44% from the three-point line. That's insane. She's certainly a valuable player off the bench in Indiana. But Cunningham is on an expiring contract. She signed a one-year, $600,000 contract with Indiana for this season. What will her free agency market look like in 2027? It's going to be fascinating to see. And here's what it says. Basically, she can either try to re-sign with the Indiana Fever, which there's no guarantee of that because there's nobody in the WNBA that seems to like her or Caitlin Clark, no matter if they are saving this league. If she can't re-sign with them, it's looking like politics will come into the play. And she, look down here at this, says a quote, she might get blackballed next year.
She should identify as a man.
So she may get cut from the WNBA, their second biggest player in terms of fan following. The second biggest player, fan following, may get banned from the WNBA because of her beliefs.
That's cutting off your nose to spite your face. It is, and look, they hate, despite the fact that they love the money that they're making, they hate that it comes because of Sophie and Caitlin Clark. They hate that because why? You know why? It's because of the way they look. This is the way they look, and that's why they don't get fouled in these games. They get mugged. I mean, they get assaulted in these games. Because
the Florida Attorney General thought about pressing charges in one of the games.
Yeah. So I mean, like, it is a wildly, who knew that you put a bunch of women together in a league like this and you just get a wildly toxic atmosphere?
Whoa, Marv. I don't know that we can presume that all of these people are women. We're going to need to figure out what that is first. We're going to need to define the thing.
Right.
Let's not presume they all identify that way.
Yeah, the world may never know.
Thank you, Mr. Owl. Lorne?
Yes, sir.
These young stars, biggest stars in the league, go out. They get the living daylights beat out of them. They get no respect. They get all the ratings. America loves them, and they might be broken up at the end of the year. But whatever happens, I think Ennis Cantor Freedom and the rest of these folks are going to sue the league, and I think it's going to create a huge, huge mess for everybody involved. I think they're actually in some sort of legal trouble here.
Again, I think it depends on whether they amend the terms and definitions within the contract that say who can participate and who can't. Whatever happens, it's going to create controversy. There's no question about that. And if they oust Sophie and Caitlin, I think those ladies are going to do very well. I'm sure they'll find a place to land where they can continue to make some trouble, which I think would be a good thing. But where it actually lands, how it shakes out, I think it's still too early to predict. I think that they're going to do everything that they can to try and retain what they want and to filter out those they don't want. And I suspect that they will be successful there.
I think the WNBA, the W stands for woke. And I think this is where woke is dying 1.0. I think AOC sees that. And I think we're moving on to woke 2.0 after this. But I think the WNBA, the woke NBA, this is where the original form of woke is going to die. And then we're going to move on. And I think America is going to love Caitlin Clark and Sophie Cunningham. And if they break them up in the offseason, if they kick Sophie out of the league, it's only because they want to break the knees of Caitlin the next season. They have every reason to not do that. And they don't care. Because one reason matters more. Marv, you said it before. It's because they
look a certain way.
They look a certain way. And it's back to the superstars of the show, and we're going to do a Q&A. Lauren, we're going to take the first 10 Q&As that people drop in. Folks, if you want to do a Q&A, all you got to do is hit Q and sign A, and then say what you want to say. We'll take the first 10. Lauren, if you'll star those for us. Sean, formerly John, from 199. Lanterns is great. I am really enjoying it, Pro.
He's trolling.
Nothing like a dead wiener. Packing Protons for 5. What you tend to forget is that there's probably woke people in Wall Street too. Who's to say they are making the best decisions possible? True that. We'll see. James P. Gorman does not strike me as the kind of guy who's woke, but he could be. 100%. We've got Packing Protons coming back at us again and says, I've been trying to install for $5 local TTS and image generation, video generation programs on my AMD Ryzen 9 PC and just can't seem to get them running. Yeah, part of the problem is it's really, really complicated right now to get these things going, and you have to be an expert in this kind of thing. Packing, have you tried AI to install your AI? Just get it to do it. We've got Green Leader dropping 10 joules for a W. We'll take that as a win. Thank you. Joppy for 100 crowns. Don't forget about the super chats I first sent. Also, I've got a Steam machine. The data leak from their logistics company partner for EU really screwed me over, though. Lauren, you know anything about that? A data leak from their logistics company partner?
Was not aware, no.
All right. Well, Joppy, we'll go back and get those original super chats in just a few. Hang tight. Kamji.
Sir, we're getting flooded with Q&As. We've already hit 10. Do you want to do more?
Get 5 more and stop. So, and folks, that'll mean that we cut it off there because we already hit the max that fast. Kamji for 5. Beside, if companies focus too on AI, the components needed for electronics are not available. They've made something that no one can use. US needs to make electronics. I think that's on the way. I think Elon is going to be partnering with NVIDIA. Hang tight. You're going to see that happen. Packing Protons for 10. Some anime news. Some companies bind all the 16mm film reels of Dragon Ball they can find and scan it properly in 4K. They have 13 episodes and a Dragon Ball Z movies at current. There you go. All right, fantastic. We love that kind of stuff. That's great. Keep the content restored and upgraded as much as we can. Really important to hang on to old media. Paul 12,000 for 2. WNBA. Wild new boys affirmed. Crazy idea. Indeed. Packing Protons for 5. In other news, 75 days later, where in the world is Mitch McConnell? That's a morbid question, and I would say the answer is even more macabre. Reality might be pretty sinister there. Douglas Nut for 2. Pro, how do you spell your prophet's name? Jebobob. Jebob. Jebobob.
Not
Jebobob. What?
Not Beaux?
What are you trying to say, Lauren?
Bo.
No, it's not a French 8-ball. What are you talking about? Jebo. Actually, that's pretty clever. Jebobob. Yeah, that's even better. You're right. Jebeauxbob. Darn it, Lauren. Now we're gonna copyright that. Doomcock has a Cthulhu, and all I got was a stinking 8-ball. Yeah, see, I'll escape from the world. No, it doesn't work. I can't steal that. Paul 12,000 for 5. I always wonder about the pronoun crowd, why they fuss. At least they aren't being called something far worse than he or she. I've heard far worse. Well, you work in a place where profanities and slurs can be slung far and wide. Packing Protons for 20. Lauren, would you like to read the first part of this?
This Enos guy unlocked a core memory. An old WPLJ phone scam. When the scam boy called a Sigmund Freud-like psychiatrist, every time scam boy sneezed, he turned into a woman. The person being scammed sounded like Ennis.
Anus. I can't keep up with this anymore. Sounds like a fluid phone call to me. Packing for 5. Why don't Sophie and Caitlin create their own league? Well, Caitlin seems to me to be kind of introverted and not. I think she's stuck in a weird world that she didn't want to be in. She just wants to play basketball. Sophie loves it. I guarantee you Sophie could join the Globetrotters. She could be the Globetrotters. Packing for 5. More California news. Following today's SCOTUS ruling, California will sue again to block Trump's attack on mail-in voting. Yeah, that story is not yet done.
Didn't AOC
not yet done.
Didn't AOC say the other day, like, there's an actual quote from her, James Woods shared it, where she was just like, they're trying to make it so that only U.S. citizens can vote.
Oh, no. Heavens to Betsy's in Furgatroyd.
That could be our next president.
Juliet, 800 joules, drops in a husky. For 30 joules of flour. And for 1,000 joules, look out. It's a flying corgi. All right, Lauren, it's your job now. I've talked a lot. Take over with the vocal cords, with the golden pipes. Lauren, read these Q&As, and we'll give our best answers.
First one from Mary White 2.0. Q&A. What song did you dance to with your wife at your wedding?
Oh, good question.
Marv, do you remember?
Yes. I mean, I should. It was only like 2 years ago. It was a song from a Frozen. So we had a Christmas time wedding, and it was from a Frozen Holiday Wish. It was that, and when we're together, like that one. So my wife loves Frozen. So
what is the what's the song from How to Train Your Dragon that was popular?
I don't know.
What was that song? Let's see. What is that song? I think it's from that. No. I'm going to get in trouble for this. No, maybe it's not from How to Train Your Dragon. Oh, I can't think of the name of the song. I was trying to get a way to get my memory jogged on what that song was. I'll come back to me on that. I'll get my memory back and I'll remember what song it was that we danced to.
All right. Blue Sharky 38. How does one make positive change when it feels like the majority of people are slop eaters that always buy everything, such as PlayStation ending physical? Some idiotic people keep giving them cash.
Marv, what are your thoughts on that one?
Well, so, I mean, I'm probably not going to have a very popular opinion on this, but one man's slop is another man's treasure. It's, it's all your money. What you do with your money is a personal decision. And, you can't really fault anyone for what they do with theirs. So all you can do is do things according to your conscience and according to what you think is right. And, respect the fact that other people might do something different.
Yep.
Agreed.
Chief William Schweikert. As the Ellisons are considering Austin, Texas, Austin is very blue. Mayor has previously defunded police and tried to make Austin a sanctuary city. What impact could this have if they move there?
They're not going to do that. They'll end up going to Nashville, I think, because they've already got roots there. But you got to say that you're considering Austin so that your negotiations with Nashville go well.
Pro, any differing thoughts?
I'm still trying to remember that song, man. I'm still sitting here thinking I'm in so much trouble if I don't come up with this.
All right. Wolfle McGruffle III. What's your favorite DS/3DS era game?
Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days.
3DS is Mario 3D Land, 3D World, 3D Land, 3D World.
I really liked the Ocarina of Time remaster for 3DS also.
I think it was on the DS. I didn't have one, but my ex did. I remember they did like a remake of the Super Mario, the Super Mario game that was really cool, and they also had a Super Contra that I really liked. So those were mine. Cape Canaveral. Am I out of line using Q&A to plug my new comic book? She's the Tops is now on sale on Amazon. No man parts shown.
Oh, I'm there for it then.
And O2RR. Besides Monsters Unchained, what's another ride you enjoy at Epic Universe?
Harry Potter and the Escape from or the Battle at the Ministry. It's masterful.
See, that one to me is just okay. Too much screen usage. I think Monsters Unchained is fantastic. What would be the number 2 from Epic?
You know what? Well, you think about that. I'll give you another one that I think is underrated, and people are going to look at me weird. The Yoshi ride in Nintendo. Yes, it's a kiddie ride. Yes, it's a dark ride. It's adorable, and it gives you a great view of Nintendo Land that you normally would not get. Great for pictures, great for video. Don't sleep on it.
Curious if any of you played Ultima.
Wait, Pro didn't say what his other ride was.
Yeah, I'm gonna say. Can I do an attraction instead? Can I say the How to Train Your Dragon show where the
Untrainable Dragon?
Yeah, the Untrainable Dragon.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
The day we were there?
Maybe another day.
Oh.
You never know.
Okay.
Is it 1,000 years? I've been trying to figure this out. 1,000 years. No, that one. Maybe not. I'm feeling bad about this.
So are we moving on?
It's not Can't Stop the Feeling. That would be strange. Do I need to come up with another ride?
I mean, you
That's
just
up to
gave
you.
it. You just gave it a show. That's enough, I think.
All right. So have any of us played Ultima?
Wait a minute.
I have not.
Like, is Ultima a game that goes way, 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 way back?
Yes, there was a series of RPGs
Hang
by
on.
Richard Garriott, who was known as Lord British.
Let me see. Have I played Ultima? Yes, at some point I did play Ultima. There's
going
no
way
doubt
back
about it.
now. I think that, if I remember right, I think he just recently got the rights back, and is talking about bringing Ultima back, which is probably why this question's being asked, but I never actually played any of them.
There's no doubt that I played Ultima, different ones of them. There was also, was it Space Quest? Was that the other?
Yeah.
There were tons of those.
Yeah, that was Sierra. I played all the Space Quest games. There was also King's Quest, Quest for Glory, the Laura Bow mysteries. There was lots of stuff Sierra.
Okay,
put out.
do you remember Space Quest? Do you remember the one where you are, let's see, is it Space Quest 4 maybe?
Space Quest 4 and the Time Rippers. I loved that.
Yes. Okay. That one haunts my dreams still to this day. Space Quest, it's 4, you said?
Yes.
Space Quest 4, the very beginning, you are out walking around in this deserted cityscape, and there's a guy that has his eyes taped open.
Yep.
And if you walk up to him, it's the first cutscene I ever remember from any video game. He looks at you and he goes and like screams with a sound blaster sound. And as a young person, that got my attention the first time it happened. Late at night, playing a video game that I was not expecting that to be, and it's the first cutscene I can ever remember because of it.
At that part of the game, this Space Quest 4 was all about time travel, and at that point in the game, you're in Space Quest 12, Vohal's Revenge 2, and
It's a really funny game.
That scene is referencing the Donald Sutherland version of the Pod People, Invasion of the Body Snatchers. So it was a direct reference to Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Hang on, let's see if I can get it. Space Quest 4. What's that guy's name?
Roger Wilco.
No. The guy with his eyes taped
Oh,
open.
he was just a zombie character. He didn't have a name.
Okay, let's see.
It was on
Here
the
we go.
box art, if I remember right, on the back panel.
Hang on, we're all going to go down memory lane here. So this is the game. We're way back in time, folks. What year would you say, Lauren?
Probably 93, 94.
Let me make sure it's not muted. Okay, all right, here we go. We're going to play it. Here we go, folks. This is core memory for pro.
There's
core
unstable
memory.
ordnance in that tank, by the way. You gotta be careful.
Very, very late at night playing this. Have no idea this is going to happen. And back in this time, there really aren't cutscenes yet. It's almost impossible to do with computers back in the day. This is an MS-DOS game, I believe, right, Lauren?
Yes, it was.
All right, here we go. It's so cheesy now, but a long time ago, that was like, whoa.
Well, they took major graphical leaps between Space Quest 3 and Space Quest 4 because they went from basically 16 color VGA to the full 256 color. And they also got rid of the verb interface or the text parser and went to an icon interface. So it was a major leap forward for that series.
Well, to really get geeky, the way I think they did that is is that a bitmap, you think? Or they went vector and then added a couple of tiny sprites that they could move inside that cutscene to.
No, I don't think that was vector at all.
Bitmap.
That was yeah.
So it's a bitmap with a couple of tiny sprites that they wiggled because that you can't do an actual cutscene. So the way you could do that is just very, very clever. Anyway, okay, keep them going.
I'm still
For 1,000 years. Sorry, I'm just dancing again, right?
I'm
there was a
still
Billy
having
Joel
confusion
song too.
Over how parody law works. How do folks work around it?
It's tough.
If you figure it out, let us know.
Yeah, it's very, very tough. Weird Al going and asking people was probably a really smart decision because you should be able to do parody and satire, but it turns out if you're a little person trying to do it, or now everybody's a little person compared to YouTube, good luck.
Yeah. No, I started out doing song parodies, and it's impossible.
Yeah, they'll shut you down.
Does Lauren support the study of HyperCard? My gosh, you're going back like 30 years. That's no, I do not. Ritasaurus, does the Jurassic franchise have to implode in order for non-Jurassic dinosaur movies to be successful?
No. There are lots of great ideas that could come out for dinosaur movies. And frankly, I think that Jurassic everything has hit the point now where it's fully, the door is open. Have at it, and especially with AI.
Well, I mean, that J.J. Abrams movie that just came out apparently tanked, didn't it?
Yeah, and The Good Dinosaur didn't do so hot.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Darth Seed Destroys saying, are we going to watch Hollywood self-destruct in real life in the name of woke? It seems to be doing so.
Go adjust for inflation and look at the box office sales pre-pandemic versus now. And it's incredible what they did to their industry. And then go look at franchises like Star Wars, Star Trek, etc. You're talking about movies that would have been instant $1 billion. And now Mando makes what, 250, 300? I mean, it's insane. It's insane what they've done. Yeah. But this is where they are.
Dogepal, in what situations must we accept that we're in the minority when it comes to disagreeing with a business decision?
I mean, you can't argue with financial results, hard numbers, ratings, things like that. So if you hate something, but it does big numbers, then yeah, you're in the minority at that point, but it's still your opinion and you're entitled to it.
Barbie.
Yeah.
It's not for me. I don't want to go see Barbie. I'm happy for Ryan that Ken thing turned out pretty well for him, but Barbie's not for me. I'm not going to go see it. I'm not going to sit in the theater and watch it. Made a ton of money. So what do? I come out and I say, Barbie made a ton of money. Good for them. Not my kind of movie.
I think.
Next up, we got James All Day TV asking, when the Paramount WBD merger completes, does Ellison fire James Gunn and bring in Jeff Johns?
Jeff Johns is persona non grata in Hollywood because Kryborg lumped him in with Joss Whedon when he complained that he made him say booyah.
Yep. James Gunn fired, yes. Who comes in? Not Jeff Johns.
Not Jeff Johns and not Zack Snyder. They might let Zack Snyder do his Dark Knight Returns movie if they can get Ben Affleck to sign on for it, but I don't even think that. It will not be a full Snyderverse revival.
Old Man Batman.
Well, I mean, everyone is so obsessed with the Dark Knight Returns, and I can't stand it. Like, it's supposed to be the last Batman story, and everybody wants it to be their first Batman
you're
story.
Supposed to be the leader. You've got the staff. You've got the mantle. You are the leader of the Snyder Bros.
No, I don't want this. I don't want this mantle.
You opened this box, sir.
I'm not the Mandalore.
Next, we've got Retromeister saying, I believe that both Sophie and Caitlin will soon become the new Gina Carano event, which will make them both more popular than previously and become activists to women's rights. What say you?
I don't think Caitlin will go that way because I think Caitlin kind of toes the line, doesn't she?
Yep. She doesn't like to be out on the edge.
She apologized. She basically did that whole thing where she apologized for being white.
Yep. So
Sophie, yes.
I would like Sophie and Caitlin to do a 2-on-2 basketball game with their biggest haters and do that on pay-per-view, and it'll make more money than you can believe.
Patrick Ganaway for 2 saying, oh, that's a super chat. Did we
keep going? I'm happy to get a vocal break.
I guess that's the end of the Q&A, so we're good. Isn't Ennis a character from the Dukes of Hazzard? And that was Enos. But you're correct. He was.
More
I
Enos.
got to meet John Schneider at a convention one time.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah, part of my my quest to meet the cast of Smallville, and he was just the nicest guy you've ever met in your life.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
He's always struck me that way, and he was a great Jonathan Kent, and I miss him on Dukes. So
he is my definitive Jonathan Kent.
I agree.
Him and the guy who played him in the Lois and Clark.
Yes, although I can't think of his name, but yes, I know who you're talking about. Snarky Distinct Fudge Dora for 2 saying, look at my chat just previous to the super.
Oh boy, how are we gonna? Snarky, what are you doing to us? Hang on. I'll hunt it down.
Okay. In the meantime, we got Chef Eddie for 5 saying, the Billy Joel song you want at WDW Pro is Say Goodbye to Hollywood.
Say goodbye, my baby.
Snarky, you're such a goober.
Total
information technology. Once you're on the, good Lord, get out of here, Snarky. The Billy Joel song you want pro is Say Goodbye to Hollywood. Yeah,
a great Billy Joel song.
Karen Bass plays We Didn't Start the Fire every single day.
Packing Protons for 2. What is Jabbo Bob's Scrabble points?
Let's ask him and see. Oh, Prophet Jabbo Bob, what are your Scrabble points? Yes, definitely. I don't think it works that way.
Packing Protons again for 10, saying, instead of the 8-ball, you need an old 90s game, Wake the Wizard. You wave your hand over it, ask a yes or no question. Its name shall be Ask Abu.
Abu, what say you?
I remember Wake the Wizard, I think.
And
we need a creepy Teddy Ruxpin.
There's nothing creepy about Teddy Ruxpin. He was a lot of kids' best friend, okay?
Kid sister, though, that was creepy.
And my buddy.
Kid sister, wherever she goes, we go.
My buddy.
Stupid little stuff, whatever.
My buddy and me.
Glorified Cabbage Patch.
Lauren hates that. Lauren hates that commercial.
I do.
So does everybody.
Oh no, I love the I had a My Buddy.
What about Crossfire?
I mean, Wizard and I developed an entire show around that commercial. So
Crossfire.
J7 for 5. Envy Marv. Agreed. He is my Jonathan Kent.
He is.
And Packing Protons for 2, saying Wilton is one man's treasure.
I don't even think Steve would say that.
And that's it for us.
All right. I am trying to find, let's see here. Trying to find the one from Joppy. Let's see if I've got this time. We put the letters together. So let me see if I've got this before we head on it here. Joppy. While I do this, Lauren, what do we got on Lauren and Apollo tomorrow?
It's not been fully cemented. I have talked to Dustin about it. We are debating whether we're going to do a show about dogfights in movies and which are the best. But I'm also thinking it might be interesting to do a conversation about evil in movies and stories and what makes a good villain.
When you say dog fights in movies, do you mean like dog fights in like a ship or like dogs fighting each other?
Flight.
Oh, okay.
I'd like it better if it was the other way around.
There have been some good dog fights in movies, though. I mean, like fights between dogs.
Yeah, like Up, where it's a dog fight featuring dogs that are fighting.
Yeah.
I mean, that's meta.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I am searching forever to find this one from Joppy that we're supposed to put the letters together. I am still going. Okay. There's the hint about Green Lanterns. Okay. Pete.
Okay.
Joppy. We spent that entire time trying to find.
You know, Bats, I've been thinking. Dangerous. I know. But now that James Gunn is in charge, I feel like DC is all about eggplants.
The shadow grows. We must act. The enemy has found the roost. Our arrows are ready, but we need a plan. Then we fly to Mordor. Flock for the plan. By the line of roost. Take that, you brave. What have they done?
The mainstream media just can't understand how it is we continue to do what we do. They don't realize that we are powered by you, and you are...
1.21 gigawatts! 1.21 gigawatts!
Folks, we've still got decades and decades left in the can. It drives the mainstream mad.
Would it make you feel any better if you knew that what we're asking Matt here to do is a holy thing?
You see, we're on a mission from God. We're on a mission from God.
Now you're gonna put me right back in the joint. They're not gonna catch us. We're on a mission from God.
So folks, as we always say as we end each and every show here, and we mean it, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Every time they hit him, he stood back up again. So they hit him harder. Still, he got back to his feet. Standing man.